Come on, come on, come on, there you go. Whoa, there we go. Save me, Art Club. Welcome back. We are finally back. It is finally Twofold Tuesday, and I can finally play this game again. Confluence of unfortunate events led to me not finishing this game around the end of the year last year. So I need to remember where exactly I left off. Which was here, I think. Because we had aquarium date. Trying to piece together precisely where we left off. Aquarium date. Christmas with Mom and Caprice, which was unbelievably sweet. And now...
Thanks for the ride.
Do we have the history here? And now... I presume it is Christmas time. Ready for some drama, indeed. Do I have any plans to play more of the classic RPG Maker games? Thought about it. It's just a matter of time. There are plenty I still want to. I did pick up Pocket Mirror. Just one of the ones that has been on my list for a while now. Was gifted Pocket Mirror over the Christmas. So that might just be on my list.
Don't worry about it. I'd feel bad asking you to bike there.
RPG Maker style games, just lots of made in other engines like Wolf. Yeah, it all depends on what's out there. What if I'm the only one in this car feeling on edge? Charlie hides it well, if she is. I don't think Caprice would ever admit it. A big family meetup like this is supposed to be a huge, anxiety-ridden part of the dating process. With the feud between Caprice and Millie being the way it is, though, leaving a positive impression is second to just surviving the assured awkwardness in all in my mind.
By the way, Caprice, what's with the present? I thought you dropped off all your gifts with me last time I came to pick stuff up.
I was wondering why Caprice was traveling so light when these two picked me up. I remember Caprice buying her mom that cast iron for Christmas a while back, but the lone present sitting in her lap was way too thin to house it. Howdy. Howdy, wannabe weeb. How's it going? You're just in time for Christmas. For Christmas. A awkward family Christmas. I hope you are ready.
For a special someone, maybe?
Ooh. Mom's. She achieves her desired effect of having me retreat into my scarf in a vain attempt to hide myself from view. I hope I get used to the teasing, since it doesn't seem like there's going to be a stop to it anytime soon. Like mother, like daughter.
Nah, Ollie's was in the first batch. This is actually for Millie. I was only able to pick it up and get it wrapped this morning.
And if you remember when we played through Millie's route, we know what this is.
I really want to bury the hatchet so we can go back to making good memories again.
And we also got hints as to what exactly this was early on, with Caprice talking to Eileen in the art club about stuff and things and shenanigans. As well as she was able to mask their attention before, it's hard to miss Charlie's shift in posture. In response to that, her shoulders perking up as if 100 pounds had suddenly been taken off her back. This is a slow-moving train wreck. You know what's about to happen. You just can't look away. Indeed. The car door slams shut with a thud as I do a quick stretch. It wasn't a terribly long ride, but going through this motion helps me loosen my muscles as well as my nerves. They're both so happy. I join Caprice and Charlie at the door after finishing shaking out as much anxiety as I can. A couple quick raps on the door is enough to get a response. There he is. A door slowly opens to reveal Mike. Despite our first interaction going relatively well, it's still hard not to be intimidated by that face of his.
Hey.
Oh, he's a sweetheart.
Hi.
He's awkward but he's a sweetheart. Not as warm as I'd expect the two lovebirds to be. I guess with Millie around, they feel the need to walk on eggshells. Regardless, Mike's eyes soon shift from Charlie to me.
Hey, good to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
Same to you.
Look at you, Ollie. Just like old friends already.
Oh, are you going by Ollie now?
You missed out on the news, huh?
Olive's fine. Thanks.
That's Olive to you, sir.
Either way, glad you could make it. Come on in, you three. You won't get any warmer standing out there.
The warmth of the house feels both comforting and a little suffocating coming straight in from the cold. Charlie and Mike retreated in the kitchen while Caprice and I place our presents down beneath the crowded tree. Caprice being a bit more gentle than I typically expect from her. Pumph. The care in which she handled her gift is impressive as she flops onto the couch, beckoning me to join her with a couple of quick taps on the cushion next to her. You have been summoned. I accept her invitation, giving the poem a brief scan as I do. Despite being my first time here, it definitely gives off a nostalgic kind of vibe. Notably, however, Millie doesn't seem to be around.
This couch is older than me. Whenever we'd come to visit when I was little, I always felt like I could melt right into it.
Oh yeah. I remember you mentioning something about knowing the Clarks since grade school.
Right?
It goes back way further than that. Mine and Millie's parents were best friends way before either of us were born.
Oh wow. Long-standing.
Our moms met in high school and were inseparable ever since. I've spent every Christmas here. And every other holiday, too.
Trade holidays. That's wholesome. She looks back up at the tree. Now that she mentions it, quite a few ornaments have her name on them too. I had a vague idea of how things were falling into place already, but I didn't expect their history to be that lengthy. Just another wrinkle in this already complicated situation.
Are you doing okay?
Caprice inches herself closer to me, enough for our arms to be naturally touching.
Yeah, it's just... Millie. I hope she actually shows up. Neither of us have had time to visit home in a while, so I get wanting to hang out in your old room for a bit, but... I don't know.
It's also a convenient place to hide out when you're feeling the nerves. Annoyance in her voice quickly mellows to a more somber tone. Being caught in an argument with one of your closest friends for so long must be unimaginably exhausting. On the car ride over, Caprice talked about wanting to start making happy memories. Already the weight of this whole holiday being different from the past one seems to be putting her down. I lean a bit into her, grabbing her hand and giving it a small squeeze. Can't imagine what this would be like if she were here alone, so at the very least I want to remind her she isn't.
She'll be down soon, I'm sure. You've got a gift to deliver, right?
Aw. Supportive partner, Olive. I don't get a verbal response like I was hoping for, but with the corners of her mouth tugging upwards, I consider the mission at least a small success.
Dinner's just about ready.
Ooh, surprise, Mike. I jump at the sudden bout of noise, trying to hide it somewhat by transitioning straight into a standing position. Caprice doesn't seem fazed, but joins me nonetheless. Instant transition into a head smack. Facepalm. Mike and Charlie have made their way out of the kitchen, eyes fixated briefly on the staircase before turning to us.
Finally, it smells great!
As always, don't get your hopes up. I haven't been practicing much since Millie moved out.
One of these days, we're going to get you to accept a compliment.
Yeah, Mike. Come on. You're good. Get used to it.
If you ever figure out how, let me know. I've been trying for about 21 years now.
Yep, I remember that line. Millie has been summoned. Hey. I did miss Millie. I feel my heart catch in my throat as Millie makes herself known, and it's readily apparent that I'm not the only one, as 4 sets of eyes look up to find the source of the voice. She sounds as warm as her smile, but when she meets us at the back of the stairs, it's more evident that her expression is at least a little forced. At least she's making an effort.
It's good to see you, Olive. Keeping Caprice out of trouble?
Doing my best.
Impossible.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer. It is in fact most encouraged. Against all odds, everyone's concerns about tonight seem to collectively disappear as the two try their hardest to ease the tension. Dinner went as well as it could have. Kind words, catching up, the odd friendly ribbing here and there. There were also a lot of unsubtle pivots away from certain points of discussion as well. It's sweeping the conversation under the rug, but for the sake of the holiday, it was probably for the best. The rest of the evening has been taken up by unwrapping gifts. Caprice sits in the largest pile, thanks to my additional contribution. Despite what she'd say, creativity has never been my strong suit, so I end up just buying her a cute tin and filling it with some homemade baked goods. Yeah, that's wholesome. From her, I got a pair of otter-themed salt and pepper shakers that hold hands when put together. Oh, that's cute! Oh? To my surprise, an additional gift rests for me under the tree. I unwrap it with an overflowing curiosity. Making my way past the wrapping paper, I met with an orange scarf.
It's from both of us.
Oh! We have been part of the family. He gives me a wide grin, and I give him a sheepish one in return. I am never going to be able to walk this back. Individual piles start to grow as the one under the tree continues to shrink. Oh, he meant... that was from the time in the apartment when Olive and Mike were making dinner. That awkward conversation about Olive's favorite color being orange. The all that remains is a thin, medium-sized rectangle from Caprice to Millie. Mike passes it up to her before resuming his place, standing at the edge of the couch next to Charlie. And now, she absent-mindedly tears away at the wrapping as Caprice starts to slowly lean in to watch. Ooh. Curiosity gets the better of me, and I follow her lead. Millie's smile drops.
Caprice, what is...
Charlie and Mike circle around to take a peek. They both seem just as shocked as Millie. It is still a really pretty picture. Like, my God. A painting fully realizes itself. A woman with reddish blonde hair smiles toward the viewer, her hands clasped together near her face in a peaceful expression. I immediately recognize the style, and it's not Caprice's. It was, in fact, Eileen. Feeling my gaze shift to her, Caprice looks down toward the ground and continues.
I gave Eileen a couple references and asked her to work her magic. I tried to do it myself, but I wanted it to be perfect, so I went to the best of the best.
Caprice's smile softens, her ego obviously dampened by the confession. Well, that's one long-standing mystery solved. The other question in my mind remains unanswered. Figure that'll reveal itself soon enough, without me needing to prompt a potentially awkward discussion, though.
I know you still miss her a lot, so I wanted to get you this. Something brand new of her, like a new memory of her, sorta.
Which is a really wholesome gesture, but with Millie's own issues unanswered, it only prompts... Well, Caprice speaks softly, the sincerity plain in her voice that just makes the accompanying silence that much more painful.
I thought maybe we could hang it up somewhere, together. I don't want you to forget your mom either, Millie. I wanted to prove that. But maybe with this, we can move on too?
As the final piece of the puzzle falls into place in my head, I feel a chill run down my spine. Oh, I'm so sorry, Millie. Time passes in total silence, everyone waiting for any sort of response.
Her ring is missing.
Huh?
Her wedding ring.
Oh, well, that's not a big deal, I'm sure.
Not a big deal. It's part of who she was.
Millie closes her eyes, transparently to push back some form of frustration while the rest of us look on.
Look, I appreciate it, but I can't accept this. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Hey, come on. Eileen only agreed to help with this because it was for you. People care about you, you know?
Caprice attempts to playfully keep the mood up, but her voice doesn't match her face. Her smile is strained, and Millie avoids her gaze completely.
I don't need your club to look after me.
Well, one of them has to.
Millie's expression warps from its previously confused, hard-to-read state into one of anger, staring daggers into Caprice. Charlie's weak attempt at talking down her daughter has an undertone of resignation. It's too late to put this back in the box, and everyone knows it.
You surround yourself with negative people and experiences, and then wonder why you feel so down in the dumps.
Oh no.
You aren't stupid. You know the club stuff isn't what this is about.
I have no idea what this is about. You never try to explain anything, and when we do finally get you to open up, it's all a big contradictory mess.
The volume continues to rise, even through clenched teeth. They're both close to breaking, and I'm dreading finding out which one cracks first.
Oh, I just don't want Mom to be forgotten. Oh, I don't want this reminder of Mom because of some dumb ring.
Oh no. Oh, this feels worse than I remember.
If it's so dumb, then why are we all making such a big deal about your mom having one now?
Oh, this is getting... I feel like this is worse than I remember. On Millie's side, Caprice physically recoils back in anger, unsure of how to process that. Her mother keeps her eyes trailed downward, fidgeting with the band on her finger.
How can you even say that with a straight face? What's your problem?
Oh, sorry. Guess it's only dumb when it's important to me. Lesson learned.
Oof. Oof.
Mom and I love you. I just want you to talk to us.
And I just want you both out of my life!
Oof. Millie hastily grabs her coat from the coat rack and barges out the door with a definitive slam. I hope she'll be okay. To my side, Caprice is frozen, staring at the door that just closed. I go to reach for her hand to tell her that I'm here, but she gently pulls away and clenches her fists on her lap. Turning my attention back to the couch reveals a totally different scene to the one that was there just minutes ago. Charlie slumps forward, her face buried deep in her hands.
Oh, Aid.
Mike places a hand on one of her shoulders, giving it a supportive shake. Gently picks up the piece of art that unraveled everyone's best intentions for the night.
It's a beautiful painting, Caprice. Thank you.
Wordlessly, Caprice stands and leaves the room, slamming the door to the guest room behind her. Incredibly out of my element, and with nowhere else to go, I head to the kitchen and bury all my emotions in the waiting pile of dishes, pots, and pans. As I clean, I feel my face getting hotter and tears prick at my eyes. I had no idea. If I did, would I have told her to do otherwise? Could I have? No matter how I think about it, I can only come back to her. All the time worrying over this painting, talking it over with Eileen in secrecy for months. How crushed she must feel right now. Wishing I could be there for her, but being pushed away still ringing clearly in my mind. Day ends when Charlie quietly approaches me, my arms deep in the sink, cleaning the twice-washed dishes, and offers me a ride home. A short while later. It's eerily quiet. The only sound is the low rumble of the car. As we pass are beginning to alight the twinkling decorations. I don't really know what to do or say, or if I should do or say anything at all. Even from the back seat in the dark, it's easy to imagine the expressions Caprice and Charlie are wearing. Charlie with a stressed, furrowed brow. Caprice staring out the window, quietly fuming. It's the quiet that concerns me. Instead, I've been occupying myself with my phone, and vibrates again. Oh, hi, Haley. Well, g'day, Haley voice. Well, that went about as bad as it could have then. God. What should I have done? You? Lamau. The riding club is dying a slow death, and Millie's keeping it alive just to avoid talking about her feelings. Haley is always hard to read, but not so here. I don't think I've ever seen a frustrated, angry Haley. Maybe it was wrong of me to text her about this, but don't know who else I could have turned to. I think if anyone else could relate to your position in this, Olive, it would be Haley. Haley's got your back in this. Hell, Haley's been in this for longer than Olive. So, if there's anyone you can commiserate with about what just happened, it would be Haley. Like, what can anyone do at this point? It seems like she's really hurting. Dot dot. Obviously, I know that. How is she gonna heal if she pushes everyone away, though? You and Caprice did what you could.
You doing okay? Need me to turn up the heater?
I'm fine.
Caprice's answer comes quick, and she doesn't take her eyes off the outside passing by. It's not like they came here today intending to ruin the holidays. Each of them must have hoped for another happy memory, like it's been every year before this. I feel bad for, I don't know, both of them, and the parents. Yeah, then again, they should have known this was coming. You think so? You don't? Mom and Dad announced the good news to Caprice, and expects her to keep it a secret till they can break it to news to Mills themselves, instead of you know the rest. A wedding is one thing. I didn't know about her mom. Whoa, seems like that might actually be part of the problem, huh? And never bringing her up. You know, I get it. Can't even imagine losing my mom, or even my dad. He's mostly out of my life, but he's still alive. If he had died instead, would I be okay with Mom remarrying? I want to say I'd be fine with it, but it's hard for me to know for sure. Emotions are really anything you can predict, even if they're yours. Caprice has been probably in the same boat as me. She didn't lose a dad. She doesn't see Mike as replacing someone she lost. No wonder she's excited and Millie isn't. Maybe replacement is the wrong word, though. It's not like her mom's being replaced, right? It's a new phase in life or something, especially considering it's been so many years. That's the problem. It's a new phase in life. It's one that Millie is not ready to let go of, and everyone else is, and everyone else being ready and Millie not being ready is only naturally repelling Millie emotionally from everyone else in this family dynamic. They're trying to be there for Millie, but they're not realizing that they are inadvertently pushing Mills away themselves by... They're just not... It's unfortunate. Like, they're pushing... They're trying to reach out to her, but they're not listening to her. At the very least, they're not giving her the space to reach back. Does that make sense, the way I said that? They're trying to reach out to her, but they're not giving her the space to reach back. It's smothering, and it's pushing Millie away. Caprice's good intentions being damn, Millie's own feelings are leading to her feeling smothered and pulling away, even with something as sweet as that picture. Yeah, I get it. Uh-oh. Do you think they should have had separate Christmases? I don't know if there's a good answer to that. I don't think Caprice would have wanted to do that. She was looking forward to today. I steal another glance at the front seat. If there's a change in their mood, I can't see it. I know. Look, just do your best to be there for her. Don't need to tell me that. I'll talk to Mills. Or try to. Lol. Okay. Thanks for letting me know about all this, so I won't say anything stupid later. Like, I don't know, how'd it go? No worries. You're a good kid, Olive, unless you're secretly not. You have to tell me if it's a dark history. I love Haley. My worst crimes are behind me, don't worry. Oh no. They all say that. Low-key underrated relationship point in this game. Olive and Haley's dynamic. I love them too. They're good friends. The car stops just outside my apartment building. Guess I lost track of where we were. I feel like... I don't know if anything's ever been confirmed, but I feel like Haley gives me Arrow Ace vibes almost. that presumptuous of me to say? Alright, number 32. I unbuckle and exit the car. Wordlessly, Caprice and Charlie do the same. Meet them both at the front. Around near the front of the car, huddling into my scarf for warmth. The car's heating was tepid at best, but at least it provided some protection from the ice-cold wind.
Thanks for the ride. Merry Christmas.
Hey, anytime. Merry Christmas to you, too. Thanks for coming. It's always nice seeing you.
Either that or she's just that chill. Yeah. Good point. She does have that powerful chill going on.
I'm sorry it turned out so... this was supposed to be a good day.
Caprice.
Caprice shakes her head. Charlie's voice falters, and she just gives a soft sigh and weak smile to me instead.
It's just been a really stressful few months. For everyone. I hope you'll give us another chance next year.
Absolutely.
I'd be happy to.
Good to hear. Good night, Olive.
Good night, Charlie.
You said it. You finally said it?
The true Christmas present. I turn to leave and make it a few steps up the sidewalk, but...
Hey, Ollie, wait a sec.
She turns to her mom, already halfway inside the car to leave.
I think I'm gonna stay the night at Olive's, if that's okay.
Of
Oh.
course. Call me if you need anything, okay?
Always.
Caprice gives her mom a quick hug, and the two exchange quick goodbyes and love yous before she rushes up the few steps after me.
Hey, so I'm staying here.
I noticed.
So I heard. Come on in.
That's an encouraging sign. I unlock the door to my apartment and flick on the light. Caprice is right behind me, eager to escape the cold. Discarding my winter wear and cranking the heat as high as it'll go, I join her on the couch. She sits with her legs pulled up onto the couch, making herself as small as possible and staring out the window. She's made herself unavailable to any form of embrace I can offer, besides rubbing her back. It takes a few moments for her to acknowledge my presence. She doesn't make eye contact with me, but she scoots a bit closer.
Are you okay?
She shakes her head. Understandable.
No, not really.
Do you want to talk about it?
Another shake of the head.
I really wanted to have a good Christmas together. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Too late.
Fair enough. But still, you don't owe anyone to... Even at that, you don't owe all of an apology. It's debatable... God, it's difficult to assess how that conversation would play out. Red, how's it going, did say? Great weather we're having, eh? Hey, absolutely. It is Christmas again. Merry Christmas, Red. It is in fact Christmas. We're back at Christmas. You missed the awkward family Christmas. But we are, yeah. Even that, she gives me a tiny apologetic smile that just makes me feel even worse. Still, it's not about me now. Ding! Once again, I reach for Caprice's hand, but this time I kiss her fingertips and squeeze. The move is so newly intimate I blush a little, but Caprice looks up for the first time. Success! Olive aced the ritual.
Christmas isn't over yet, and we get to spend the rest of it together. I love you. I'm going to go make myself a hot chocolate. Would you like one too?
She smiles. A real one this time. She squeezes my hand back.
Well, if you're already making them.
2 hot chocolates coming right up.
Olive, my pal. Nailing that ritual. They've got such deceptive riz. It's impressive. It's not long before I return, handing her a mug before I sit down next to her, going slow as to prevent spilling my own. Did you hear MatPat is retiring? I did. I am shockingly neutral about that. Have fun, MatPat. I'm more emotional about Tom Scott flying off in the sunset. That was the one that got me more emotional. MatPat, good for him. Enjoy. Tom Scott I'll miss. I liked him. Not long before I returned, oh yeah. I made sure hers was given the works, with extra whipped cream and some chocolate shavings. Mine's plain, but that suits me fine.
Whoa.
Impressed by the extra work put into hers, she gives it a small sip. Her face lights up, which is such a huge relief to me, after how the night's been going so far.
Was that a good whoa?
It was a great whoa. Thank you.
She beats the act she pulled off on the Clark's couch, moving closer to me until we're touching. This time she takes it a step further, resting her head on my shoulder. Oh! We sit in a relaxing silence for a bit as the already dark sky outside gets even darker. Illuminated only by the fairy lights I lazily stroll around the window and the far more festive houses in the distance. It's still bothering her, but after a few more sips, I feel Caprice shift a little next to me. She looks about ready to start crying, but instead chooses to right herself with an exhale instead, pushing everything back.
You okay?
Still no, but a bit better now. I screwed up really bad, huh?
She rotates the mug in her hands. Probably wants to try and steer the conversation, to spare her the possibility of dragging herself through the mud. Again, but if she wants to talk now, then the best thing I can do is listen.
I was working on it for so long. I was practically learning how to paint from scratch. All that effort just to try and make something good enough for her. I know, I must sound like a big hypocrite. Normally I'd be all, it's the thought that counts and it doesn't need to be perfect. But in this case, it just did. It had to be perfect.
Problem is I don't know if even Vincent Van Vegan Go could have made something perfect enough to help Millie through this.
And no matter what I did, or how hard I tried, it wasn't. I just couldn't pull it off, so I ended up asking Eileen to do it for me instead.
Especially on Christmas.
It was such a quick turnaround, too. I felt awful about it.
It's entirely understandable how devastated Caprice has to be feeling right now about how this turned out. It's what we have here is the failure to communicate. I've settled on the language that I was trying to work out earlier with Caprice, Charlie, and Mike are reaching out to her, to Millie, trying to bridge that gap with the best intentions, wanting to be a family again. But they're not giving Millie the space to reach back. They're reaching out, wanting to move forward. Millie's not ready for that, and that's naturally repelling her. Entirely best of intentions. But Millie is not ready.
She really did an amazing job.
Also, yes, that painting is absolute. Second time we've seen that painting. That painting is absolutely beautiful.
It was beautiful. I was shocked, though, if I'm being honest.
Caprice laughs a little at that, taking a minute to savor the drink.
She's a big softie, regardless of how much she tries to hide it.
Correct?
No, not that. I mean, you. I remember you telling me how much you hate asking for stuff like that.
She gives a non-committal shrug.
I was so desperate for it to be good, Olive. Millie deserved it, I thought.
And now?
I mean, you saw what she thought of it. Not just her either. Mom and Mike were so sad, I couldn't look either of them in the eyes for the rest of the night.
I think Charlie and Mike genuinely appreciated it. It's just Millie's reaction tanked the mood. I hope there's a true end. There's a post-ending path where they get to hang the picture up. I never heard her sound so utterly defeated before. My heart sinks lower and lower with each passing word. I try to think of something to say, but I keep coming up empty. There's nothing about this situation that I can really comment on. All I know is that Caprice's heart was in the right place. I don't doubt that, and I don't think anyone else can either. I just wish I could help reassure her of that in some way, but the facts of the situation aren't in my favor.
I don't remember much about her.
Hmm?
Millie's mom. It's not like we were toddlers when it happened, but, like, do you remember everything about your childhood growing up?
Less and less.
Lots of stuff slips through the cracks, yeah.
Yeah, and as close as our families were, I still didn't see her every day or anything. I don't remember much. I only ever remember her being kind. And I remember how happy Mom was whenever we were around Millie's family. But it's really hard for me to think of specifics.
She takes a sip of hot chocolate, trying to piece together her next sentence. Then she takes another.
I remember other things clearly, though. I remember Millie crying. I remember hugging her as tightly as my little arms could. I remember falling asleep with her on the couch, nestled between Mom and Mike.
Remember very little of my childhood, which is probably a good thing. Yeah, same. There's a lot I don't want to remember. Another sip, slow and deliberate. Although I suppose for me it's the later stages of my childhood that I would rather not remember.
Those were the things I was thinking of when I started on that dumb painting. I'm out of ideas, especially if she won't actually talk to me.
It's the level of contentment in her resignation that breaks my heart more than if she were to simply sound sad about it.
There's always a plan B, even if you haven't thought of it yet.
The painting was like playing Q.
Then you still have a good amount of the alphabet left to go.
Good old RSTLNE.
Maybe.
If someone like me can believe that, then surely there's some sort of spark in you that can too.
After a small sigh, she lifts her head up for a moment, willing to remove her hat and re-bury herself on my shoulder, wiggling back and forth a couple of times to make sure she's as deep in as she can get. Oh, cute.
Thanks for listening to me whine all night. I know it's not the best way to end the holiday.
It's fine. Like I said, we're still spending time together in the end.
Yeah, this is nice.
I lean in, resting my head against hers. We stay like this until both of our cups are empty, and for a bit longer besides. Cute. Cute. The next day. The morning already started off on a bad foot. Oh dear. Literally, with my foot cramped up and my neck sore from sleeping on the couch. Caprice was the same. As comfortable as we were drifting off, neither of us wanted to commit to sleeping in bed together, or separating. Fair enough. Even without that, it seems like sleeping on it made things worse. Caprice has been checking her phone non-stop, staring blankly at her contacts list and refreshing her text messages. I excused myself for a quick shower, and she still slumped a bit on the couch, waiting for a text message that probably won't come. Holy shit, this rain is crazy juicy, yeah. Can still hear it outside blowing. At least here, the wind is killer, is what's really killing us. But now rummaging around my fridge and cabinets, I realize I haven't been grocery shopping lately. I kick myself a bit for not preparing better. As good as a full breakfast, but as good a full breakfast would be right, for both of us, it can't be helped.
Anything you want to do today? We have the whole day to ourselves. ...
Distracted, Caprice?
Wanna go dye our hair a crazy color?
Oh, hell yeah, let's do this. I don't know what answer I was expecting. Definitely not that.
I think I'm good. I was thinking more like going out somewhere to eat.
Getting 70-mile-per-hour gust. Holy Aqua Red. Goddamn, stay inside, stay safe. Ugh. Catching herself by surprise, she finally looks up from her phone, guilt written across her face. She flails her hands as she continues.
Oh, gosh, sorry. That wasn't because of you. I was just joking. I don't really feel like going out at all right now. I'm okay skipping breakfast. I'm not really hungry.
She folds back into the couch. Before she can go back to her phone, without thinking, I grab a skillet pan off the stove.
No, it's okay. I have enough for some omelets at least. Do you want to help?
She stares at me, unconvinced.
I think it's probably better if you just do it.
Come on, observe.
Maybe. But I do owe you a cooking lesson. Unless I should just consider that debt forgiven.
Caprice takes an extra minute to think it over. I wiggle the frying pan as enticingly as I can in her direction. We both know how ridiculous I look right now, and thankfully it's enough to crack a smile on her face and make her pop up from the couch.
Okay. The last one barely counted, so you owe me double.
Alright, let's rock.
Not how that works.
Triple.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you can't say no to that face, right? Just look at her. You can't say no to that. Where is it? Where is it? Why is my own channel third in my list? There. Let's do this. Smell of cooked eggs filling the kitchen is nigh overwhelming.
Fold it.
Go on, go for it.
No. More like...
You do it.
Not. She thrusts the spatula in my direction, letting go of the pan in front of her and immediately taking a step back. I take it and try to salvage the current mess. It's definitely not an omelet. The eggs have stuck to the pan and the uneven flipping have made it more like a half-cooked scramble. That's okay, just scramble it up. It's not burnt, at least. Add a bit more milk for the fluffiness, and after a couple of more moments, scrape the finished scramble onto a plate next to the other misfits.
You're doing fine. Don't worry. We can try again.
Dang, all I've made of money to run through this many eggs.
This was stupid. What a waste of eggs. How many are even left? Like 4 out of the entire dozen?
Her voice is uncharacteristically angry, but her face is red with embarrassment and frustration. She wipes her face, refusing to let any tears fall. We have gone through most of the eggs. None of the omelets have really come together for her like the first one I made as an example, but they still look delicious.
Let's just eat. It's fine.
Oh, there. Girl, please. Despite her words, she's already cracking 2 more eggs into a bowl. Whips up the omelet quickly, stirring off all her pent-up frustration. I put the spatula onto the counter, next to her silently. While she turns to grab another plate, I put the heat down on the stove. Put the heat on the stove down a tiny bit to account for the pan already being pretty hot by now.
It's just eggs. They taste the same no matter what they look like. What's the difference if it's all soft and fluffy and perfect or messy and scrambled and terrible?
But it sizzles in the pan, and she swirls it around with the spatula. She adds a tiny bit of milk to the egg mixture with her other. Grumbling, she pours the mixture into the pan, and on this attempt, she waits. She stares at the mixture, brows knitted in concentration, until it begins to yellow and bubble up. She's gonna nail it this time now that she's not thinking about it, and she's going pure salt Caprice mode. With a slow, deliberate motion, she traces underneath the omelet to make sure none of it is sticking this time. And she still tilts the pan forward as she flips the top half of the omelet over on itself. She covers it with a lid. Counts to a full minute.
58, 59, 60. Is it done?
Looks like it. Here. Can you scoop it onto the plate?
Okay. Does it look okay?
Looks perfect.
You're just saying that.
Do you want me to find criticism?
She hesitates, looking at the plate. The omelet is fluffy. The minced ham dots the surface with color, and the cheese is melted beautifully.
Well, when the pro chef says it's good, then I guess it has to be, huh?
Yes, we will bop you on the head until you accept the compliment.
Let's eat. 8+ for you.
Boom. Score. She perks up at the genuine grade for her work, bites her lip a bit, and, tired as she looks, starts flushing a bit with pride. Heck yeah. Can't help it. I give her a little kiss in the cheek. Being all the undercooked, overcooked, misshapen, and broken omelets to the table for our second feast in the last 24 hours. Hey, victory!
It smells so good.
She breathed in the spiced coffee from her mug. It was a gamble, knowing her, but it seems like I put enough sugar and cream into it to make it palatable.
Yeah, It's very Christmassy.
Can't believe it's already come and gone.
The build-up always feels the longest, huh? And then it's over.
I like that. It's very true.
It's worse when you're a kid. December used to feel like it lasted an entire year.
Yeah, I get that. Mom would always try to be sneaky about presents, always asking me what I wanted without actually asking.
Most of my childhood I spent Christmas alone with her. That was if she got off work, and she always tried to.
Oh, mine too.
She giggles. I'm glad we can share more memories like this.
She tried to hide them over at the Clark's place so I couldn't find them. But I wised up to that.
Ooh, that's an expression I don't remember. I like that.
There was a year I tried to get Millie to help me search. We looked all over, but we got caught before we could find anything.
Aha, failed the stealth roll.
The Clark house always felt so big. So many places to hide. Them having 2 whole floors blew my mind as a kid.
You have an upstairs and a downstairs? Can't help but laugh at her nostalgia-induced frustration. Guess it's something a lot of people would be able to relate to.
My mom always hid stuff in the same place. After we moved to the apartment, at least. I think trying to peek is more fun than seeing what's in there. Then you ruin Christmas morning.
The act of rebellion versus the, actual...
Have you moved a lot?
The act of rebellion versus the actual information you unlock by passing the stealth roll.
A few times, yeah.
Ah.
We used to celebrate with my dad and grandma when I was really young. After they divorced and we moved out, Mom always made sure to decorate the place to make it feel extra special.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I shake my head. There's a bit of somber feeling in my chest as I recall that far back. Big, beautiful tree packed to the brim with presents, the smell of pine sap, and a home-cooked meal. It's quickly put into perspective when I remember all the shouting, all the fighting. Has it always been just you two? Ooh. 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 Don't know how long ago it was that Caprice asked me that question. And all the ways that it matters it has been. Ollie. Oh, Ollie.
I'm happy it happened. My mom's a really, really great mom.
Ollie, sweetie, that hits home. Wait.
My grandma thought they should just work it out for my sake. I can't imagine how hard it must have been. She still says she feels really selfish for it.
Good. Good. Some things just aren't worth. Some things just need to be let go of, and if they were fighting like that, then good. I'm glad Ollie and August got out of there.
I've always been proud of her for getting out of a bad situation to find her own happiness in life. I think, in the end, I prefer those memories of us celebrating in our cramped, one-bedroom place more than anything else.
Yeah, spending time with Mom in our place around this time was always really cozy too. Like a special kind of warm. I'm going to miss that place. She'll be moving in with Mike after they get married. Last I heard, she's already started packing.
Ah, I never considered that.
I see.
I grew up there, you know?
Gave her a bit of nod of understanding. Can't relate entirely, but I've never been able to forget my childhood home and all the memories there either.
No, but don't get me wrong. I'm happy Mom's marrying Mike. It's like you said, I really want my mom to pursue her own joy for once, and I'm excited that our family is growing. I wish Millie understood that this is just the family we've always had coming together.
I guess her perspective on it is a little different.
Looks like it.
Hey, that's a big thing to admit. We eat in silence for a moment. I was hoping the yesterday wouldn't come up so soon, especially with how well the morning's been going, but I suppose it was inevitable.
I'll miss it. Honestly, I miss it now. A lot of the time.
She pokes at the last bits of her scrambled eggs.
More and more lately. I should probably go visit Mom before she moves out of the place. Actually, I had planned on going back with her yesterday before the sudden change in plans. I'm tripping all over myself this morning. Last night was really nice. I don't regret it for a second.
You're fine. I get it.
She must still be distracted over how things went yesterday. I could never blame her for that.
I think you should definitely take that trip soon. Sounds like it'd be good for you.
Yeah. I'll give it some thought. She's not too far, but it might have to be an overnight trip.
Well, that should be fine. Still some time before school starts up, right?
Right.
Yeah, plenty of time.
She goes back to her food, taking another forkful.
We can take today a bit slow, though.
Good. Sometimes we need a bit of... Oh, we're officially in Act 3. That's a cool... Wow, we really have just started Act 3.
First and foremost,
Oh.
I hope everyone had a great holiday.
Here we go. Caprice stands at the front of the table while the rest of us clutch our various caffeinated drinks. No pizza? It's only a couple of weeks before the semester starts, but Caprice has scheduled a handful of meetings between now and then. Everything that's been going on lately, this one almost dropped off my radar. If Caprice didn't send me a flurry of text this morning, it most likely would have.
My family and I went camping.
You're my best friend. You're my...
Oh, no, thank you for this. Oh, thank you for the sub, Elan. Hello. How's it going? So many homies that got this. Heck yeah. You're just in time for Act 3. Well, we passed Christmas. We didn't suffer too badly. And now we're going back to school for winter semester. Hey, yo. How's it going? How's it going? He closes his eyes. Brow furrowing? Reminiscing about something I don't want to even imagine. I die camping out in the snow.
I'm jealous. Oh.
Oh? Alice's expression is so downtrodden, she'd give a depressed kitten a run for its money. Eileen's quick notice, looking more like a little flustered as her eyes shift away.
Well, you know, our low-key holiday was pretty nice too.
Oh. Eileen very weak for her GF.
I'm glad it sounds like everyone enjoyed themselves.
Caprice's shout refocuses the conversation back toward her.
But the new semester is just around the corner.
Yet here we are, playing school.
We don't want to sit around doing nothing. We really only have one semester left, so we gotta hit the ground running.
One vote for sit around and do nothing here.
Second.
Maybe just because of how much time we've spent together recently, but for some reason, everyone else seems oblivious to Caprice's forced laugh. She looks a bit off rhythm compared to usual.
I haven't had time to do much of anything even tangentially related to drawing. I could do with the practice.
Oh, Ollie is trying. We've seen how the art club kind of plays out from Millie's perspective. And from Millie's perspective, it kind of cracks. And Millie drops off of this here. So, this is the start of that. Give her a smile, and she returns one in kind, though hers is tinged with a small amount of sadness.
I guess I'm in a similar boat.
Alright, that's 2 votes for little practice. At least Allison is showing some remorse over it.
The season keeps me busy. Lots to do.
Sure does.
It's hard to get much of anything done when your day starts in the afternoon.
Oh ho. Ah, busted. Eileen responds to Allison's pout with a small smirk. The two share a small back and forth, but I'm too focused on Caprice's tapping fingers to really listen in.
Anyway, that's 3-2, majority rules. We need to get back into the groove, and a club environment is the ideal place to do that.
Did you have anything in mind?
Oh, yes, 1 second.
Caprice pulls out her phone and begins scrolling through it. Ordinarily, she'd be prepared for this. She's always been quick to rebound, but the holidays are clearly still weighing her down. She's aware of it, too. She frowns as she mutters under her breath, trying to find whatever it is that she had in mind.
Sure, let me just break out my easel and brushes real quick.
Right.
Aw, don't be like that, Eileen.
With her forced laugh of Caprice, this one decidedly more strained.
Come on. We all gotta stay on top of our game if we're not gonna fall behind next semester.
I'm just saying, we don't need even more meetings over break. I'm getting more than enough practice. Or did you forget that huge project you asked me to crunch on already?
Sore spot. Sore spot. Caprice's face falls. Allison gives Eileen a playful shove, laughing.
I thought it came out really nice.
For something that basically came down to last-minute homework, you mean? Not your best work, huh?
Guys, can we focus?
Jump in a lake. I did the best I could with what I was
Oh
given.
no. Oh no.
This president was the one who waited until the week before to ask me for help, with nothing but puppy dog eyes and some blurry pictures.
Oh no.
Hey,
If you didn't want to do it, why did you?
Everyone turns back to Caprice, finally noticing her. Her voice isn't loud. Is it even angry? Even though it came as barely a whisper, it feels like the temperature of the room drops.
Not just the painting, but that, too. Like, why did you all bother coming all the way out here? If you didn't want to be here, you should have just said so.
Oh, no, Caprice, it's not...
I'm going home.
She pockets her phone and shuffles the papers on the desk into a neat pile, grabbing her things. The other members of the table look at her, speechless. I want to yell, shake one of them, ask them to say something, but Caprice is already leaving.
Caprice, wait.
Move, Olive.
Okay, but
She pushes past me and out the door, not stopping to wait for anyone.
damn it.
Whew! Goodness. I grab her coat and mine and run after her.
Caprice, wait up.
It's Eileen being Eileen, but it's a very, very, very sore spot still. I rush outside to catch up with her. She stops at a crosswalk and barely turns toward me, not able or willing to reply. I'll take silence if it means she'll wait for me.
Your coat. You forgot it.
Oh, thanks. Sorry.
Oh, Ollie's wearing the orange scarf. I just noticed. Ollie's wearing the Christmas present. Oh my gosh. She reaches out and takes it off my hands, shrugging it on. Run a hand through my hair. What a mess. What am I supposed to do? Should I ask her to stay? Give them another chance? That feels wrong. At the same time, I don't want her to just go. Nothing can convince me that she should be alone right now. Not even Caprice herself. My head hurts, probably from trying to think every possibility through before Caprice can leave again. I gotta relax. As I pull my hand away from my hair and turn back, I catch Caprice's gaze. Is she crying? Sometimes I just want to say, come on, Eileen! She quickly breaks eye contact and stuffs her hands in her pockets.
Hey, sorry,
Please. Olive, I really couldn't stand it if you're just putting up with me too.
My entire body goes cold as I realize just how much the concentration was playing across my face.
No, it's not that at all. I'm so sorry. I love you for you. I can never just make that up.
Really?
Really. Notion that you could even be seriously entertaining the thought makes my heart hurt for her even more.
Really?
Her shoulders fall a bit, almost imperceptibly.
I don't know what I can do for you, so I guess I'll just ask. How can I be here for you?
I can't read her mind. I can't instinctively know what the best way to comfort my partner is. I hope she knows better than me.
I don't know how to answer that.
That's fair. She's going through the emotional turmoil ringer, so that's
Just being around you helps.
very
though.
fair.
Can I walk you home then?
Caprice scuffs her shoes against the ground, displacing a bit of snow. She lets the silence trail on.
You weren't going home, were you?
I don't know where I was going to go. I just needed to get out of there, and well, the apartment isn't much better.
Come stay with me.
Do you want to stay over at my place?
Can I?
Always.
Oh, the trolley. We board the afternoon trolley, sharing a number of shopping bags, though her load exceeds mine. She accompanied me as I picked up some ingredients for dinner tonight, helping me suggest ideas for our next cooking lesson before stepping away to the art supply section. We quietly sit side by side as the trolley takes off, slowly rumbling beneath us. The shopping seemed to help a bit, but she's clearly still struggling to keep her energy up. She closes her eyes and rests her head back.
Guess this'll be enough for all the free time I've got now.
Do you really not plan on having any more meetings before the semester starts?
God, there's so many really cute on Caprice's path. There's so many really cute trolley scenes in this setting and this background up to this point. And now this is also really cute, but it's also really sad.
I don't know. We'll see. It's not that long anyway.
My heart sinks for her. She was looking forward to starting up the meetings again.
Well, so long as that's what you want.
Yeah, it's fine. It's better to let them loose than keep them holed up if they didn't really want to be there.
I think if Eileen and Wallace actually didn't want to go, they wouldn't.
Yeah, Eileen and Wallace are like just old souls in college student bodies. Thinking back to Eileen scowling at me for wasting Caprice's paints, I try to resist a weary sigh.
I won't make any excuses for her, but Eileen isn't as... whatever she's trying to be all the time, I think.
Eileen and Wallace are just grumps.
She cares about you in her own way.
Why she doesn't show it is a mystery.
Nah.
Nah? Her reply is so short and definitive, it surprises me. I go to press her for more, but she sighs and shakes her head before continuing.
I can't help but feel like I've maybe been really stupid.
Why?
Like, all this time, everybody's been saying exactly what they felt. Why did I keep bothering with it? Ever since I started the thing, Allison begrudgingly joined because I begged her to. Eileen because I took over the room she was using to study.
Oh, no.
Wallace just for Eileen, and Allison, and even then.
Remember Wallace came over from the writing club. Despite everything, nothing about Caprice's voice or demeanor is angry. Instead, she's speaking slowly, drawing out each idea after a moment of pause to really consider it. How long has she felt this way? She leans against me as she continues, and I hear the strain in her voice.
I thought maybe Eileen and Wallace really don't like coming to the club after all. But they kept showing up anyway, so I just pretended otherwise.
So it's been on her mind for a while now.
I was so desperate for them to stay, to enjoy the club. I wanted them to love it as much as I do. So I kept playing along and hoping maybe they'd change their mind and suddenly be happy to be there. How long have they just been humoring me? Why do I keep thinking I can make anything better just by trying harder, when people obviously don't want anything to do with me?
She buckles, her voice cracking with choked sobs. The tears begin falling, really falling, and her defenses are gone. She can't stop. I pull her close. Her face is hot with tears, and I brush her hair away as she shuffles closer. She's trying to keep quiet, masking her cries into my shoulder as the trolley continues on. Any words I might have had are forgotten. The core problem isn't Eileen or Millie or anything to do with the art club or even Christmas. Her optimism, her tenacity, her belief that anything will work out if you put enough heart into it. It's her hating the part of herself that made me fall in love with her. We sit there, together, as she lets out what's been bottled up for months. I close my eyes and focus on her, ignoring every time the trolley stops and people leave or sit down, rubbing her back. Don't know how much time has passed when her short, painful breaths have slowed into a regular rhythm and her weeping has eased into quiet sniffling.
For whatever it's worth, I'm really happy to be in the art club. I love being there with you. I love how much you care about everyone and everything. I'm so grateful that you kept reaching out to me, because my life is better for having you in it.
She doesn't respond, but I feel her squeeze my hand and give a tiny nod. I kiss the top of her head. We've definitely missed our stop, but neither of us comment on it. Instead, after a few minutes of silence, Caprice begins pointing out how pretty the city looks as the afternoon dips into the sunset. Oh gosh.
Want to go out somewhere?
Like where?
Caprice lounges about on my sofa, leg propped up over the back of it. take a seat next to her and join her in staring out the window. After coming home yesterday, we ended up making some chicken and vegetables for dinner before crashing on the couch to watch a movie. By the end of the night, Caprice seemed back to her usual self. Her bright eyes this morning are a relief to see. She rights herself as she ponders my question using her newfound energy.
I do have work later today, so I can't really go anywhere too far.
I have no idea who they are beyond their names and relationships, but it's still got to be. Oh, yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So I'll give you the quick rundown. The game starts out with Olive essentially about to flunk out of college. They got to take. They're looking to pick up a class to get through the semester, to pass the semester, essentially. And they're debating between an art history class or a writing class. They're looking for help. They either pick up Caprice's art club or Millie's writing club. They can start attending that. Just sort of help them get through this semester. Pass the semester and move onward. So, first act of the game focuses on that last semester. Getting through finals. Passing. And whatnot. Second semester is winter break. And now... Or second act is winter break. And now... Act 3... Winter break. Christmas in the Clark household did not go well. So Act 3 is the aftermath here.
That's in like 4 hours. We could do a whole road trip in that time. Do something crazy, adopt a dog, dye our hair.
Caprice really wants to dye her hair. We're gonna end up dyeing her hair at some point, aren't we? That again?
I don't have a car.
That shouldn't be enough to stop you. I swear, I think you'd be hibernating here all winter if it weren't for me.
I'd at least go out for groceries.
Wow, really living.
Living it up. She playfully clasps her hands together, give a snort of amusement, and sit up straighter.
Well, what? Did you want to do more shopping?
No.
Caprice is going to dye her hair. Caprice fiddles a bit more, seeming to think over something.
We only have 1 semester left, huh?
Yeah, thank goodness.
She pouts a little. I look away from the window and toward her, trying to gauge what she's thinking.
I guess it makes sense you're looking forward to it. This has been a heck of a year for you, huh? For me, never mind.
Speak your mind.
Oh, what's up?
Actually, I think I better get going.
Get going? Huh? What's up? She hops off the couch, grabbing her hat and donning it without pause as she continues.
Don't worry. I'm actually going to crash back home after all. My mom and I's place.
You good? What's on your mind? My expression must accurately portray how out of left field this is and my worry, because Caprice quickly tones down the energy to give me a kiss on the cheek.
Really, it's fine, Ollie. It's just something dumb. I gotta get better at dealing with things on my own, too.
You don't have to leave to do that.
I know. But, well, you have work soon, and it's just... dumb.
Caprice is going to come back with blue hair, isn't she?
I don't care if it's dumb.
Because you are the best.
Oh. Despite her cheeriness, everything feels wrong. My heart sinks. It's because we're in our last semester? Something tells me she wouldn't tell me, even if I asked. Caprice gives me a soft look. Not a smile, but not a frown either. It looked like she's asking me to just drop it for now.
Okay. Do you want me to go with to drop you off?
Nah, I'll be okay. But I'll text you as soon as I'm in.
Only if you get a minute. Can I call you when I'm off work?
Yeah.
Okay. Without further fanfare, I get off the couch and help her collect her few things. The art supplies she grabbed are still sitting in the bags untouched, and the few clothes draped over the back of one of the kitchen chairs. I throw in a bag of cookies she'd been snacking on since she arrived. She says they don't sell them at her usual grocery store, but I think she just likes them. We share a quick kiss before she heads off. I close the door behind her. My hand rests on the doorknob for a few moments longer before I shovel back to the couch. Why does this feel so bad? It's hard to shake the feeling that I did something wrong. No Caprice would tell me if I did, or at least I think she would. I hope she would. Even with her reassurances, seeing her up and leave so fast the moment her mood turned a bit. I feel my heart weighed down in my chest. I can talk this out. With Caprice, and she wants some space, but... Mom? After an extra second to think it over, I pulled my phone out of my pocket, fully collapsing onto the couch as I hit the speed dial.
Hello?
Yep, mom time.
Hey, Mom. What are you up to?
Oh, Ollie. Hi. How are you? The breakfast rush just ended, so I'm running out to grab more eggs. Can you believe they only ordered 15 dozen for the week? This week! Like, everyone and their grandma won't be treating themselves to a cozy breakfast after the holidays.
Also, I have not given enough credit to August's voice actor for capturing the mom energy perfectly.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'll call back. Or just, you know. See you in a few hours.
I try to laugh it off. Not my worst performance. There's an extra pause before she responds. Not your worst performance, but you ain't fooling mom.
Olive? What's going on?
Uh-oh, the first full name comes out. Her tone and pace changes instantly. I can almost picture her slowing down her brisk pace, looking around, dropping everything she was doing to focus on this call. She really is too good at catching when I'm not feeling 100%.
It's...
Dumb, I want to say, knowing how that sounds firsthand now. I take a deep breath and start over.
It's Caprice. Do you have a second?
She listens quietly. Try to convey all the information as concisely as possible. The fight, how Christmas went, the art club, and then this morning. But still, as much as I try not to, I know I'm rambling.
I just want to help her. I'm trying to just be there for her, but I don't know if it's enough. She started saying some really sad stuff about feeling like her personality is pushing people away. I love her. I love every part of who she is, but...
My voice trails off. Oh, I feel the stress of it all wash over me in a wave that I can't stop. Try to keep my voice together as tears well up.
I just don't know what to do. She really does her best. And I hate that I can't show her that it's not her fault, that things aren't working out. She's being so unfair to herself. She's amazing. At the very least, I want her to know it, but I can't even do that. I don't know what to do.
Mom shuffles somewhere on the other end of the line. When she speaks again, it's quiet. She was to move somewhere private while I was talking.
Oh, Ollie. You are being so hard on yourself. It sounds to me like you really love Caprice, and she really loves you. Why else would she always reach out for you first? Listen, dear. You've always been the type to stop at nothing to try to help the people you love.
I'm taken back. Her voice takes on a lecturing tone.
Whether it's you burning yourself out on school and work to try to make me proud, or feeling bad because your girlfriend is going through a hard time. You care so much. Please be kinder to yourself.
That's Mom, weaving life advice into reminders of her love. Wasn't that long ago that I was on this same couch calling her about failing the semester? She's right. I'm back in the same situation as before. This is literally how the game started. Calling Mom because we were because they were failing their semester.
Okay, Mom. I'll try. But I can't promise I'll stop trying to help in any way I can.
We promised, after all. At Christmas, we promised to take care of one another. I can't let that go to waste.
Oh, I know, Olive. I'm sure that's part of why Caprice loves you. Just remember to give yourself a little slack. You can't fix everything just by trying hard enough, right? Life has a way of working things out. The most you can do is your best.
Yeah. I love you, Mom.
Love you too, sweetie. See you for the afternoon shift?
I'll be there.
She hums a little note of affirmation, and after another quick round of goodbyes, we hang up. Be dishonest to say the call made me feel entirely better, but it's at least given me enough energy to drag myself up on the couch and make myself productive. make my way to the kitchen and start on some responsibilities I've been slacking on the past couple of days. Things I never normally leave unfinished, but would do so 100 times over for Caprice's sake. As I'm washing the dishes that have piled up in the sink, my phone buzzes a few times. Caprice's trademark machine gun texting style. Pow, 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 pow. I'm home safe! Harder, harder. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. I love you! Thanks for being here for me. I smile and reply with a suitable number of green heart emojis in return. There you go. It's hard to accept, but I hope my mom is right. I hope this is enough. What is a suitable amount of green heart emojis? All of them. I am... Ooh, the actual issue. Today's workload was pleasantly light, people opting to stay out of the cold for their food. Not to say it was entirely deserted, with families popping in here and there, but never more than a couple of tables at a time. Mom already went home on account of the slow day, much to my relief. Whoa, whoa! Eileen! This is the final friend scene. Just as I think I may be afforded a similar luxury of a calm, pleasant evening, a certain repeat customer makes her way inside, the chime of the bell grating on my ears.
There you are. Good.
Welcome to Bell House. What can I do for you?
Yesterday's meeting still fresh in my mind, and my annoyance lingering, I treat myself to some curtness in my greeting.
I told Allison I was going to get us takeout tonight. You do that here?
Yeah, sure. Just pick something out and I'll get you a bag.
I pass her a menu from our supply. She thumbs through it, her eyes seeming to skim right over most of the text.
Hey, so remember when I asked you to keep me in the loop about how Christmas went down?
Oh shit.
You want to explain how the meeting ended yesterday?
We did not, in fact, keep her in the loop. There it is. Unlike her to skirt around what she really wants to say to this extent.
It's been an absolute mess. It entirely slipped my mind.
Sassy Olive is the best. Correct, yeah. Top 5 olives. Sassy Olive. Riz Olive. Her eyes narrow as she continues her scan, no doubt pondering our selection of soups. Surely.
Well, it's unslipped now.
Sure has. Thanks for that.
Ooh, I take this rare opportunity to return her glare. To my complete and utter shock, she actually relents, at least a little.
Most of it went fine. Better than you'd think, even.
Could have fooled me.
Until Millie unwrapped that painting you were so bothered about.
Eileen clicks her tongue in response.
You aren't putting this on me.
Oh boy.
Not just you, no.
If it was as bad as you want to claim, then you should have said something earlier.
Eileen's intimidating, even when she isn't raising her voice. Ironically, it's only when she's yelling in my face that I don't feel like backing down.
You shouldn't need someone to tell you when it is and isn't okay to treat people like dirt.
Ooh.
I wasn't treating her like anything. That painting should have made it obvious that...
Then answer her question. If you didn't want to do it, then why did you?
Ooh. On the back foot. In lieu of something to hit or kick, she settles for slamming her menu onto a nearby table. With that out of her system, she leans against the diner's wall, arms crossed, allowing herself a moment to calm down.
What was wrong with it?
She wasn't wearing her wedding band.
All this over a 5-minute touch-up.
I know she knows a strip of paint isn't the biggest issue here, but I want to give her a chance to admit it before I spill it out.
I thought it was a good plan. It made sense. And even if it wasn't, she always finds a way to make things work out for her regardless.
Yeah, well, not this time.
Remorse doesn't suit Eileen. Watching her try to sort out her thoughts, occasionally bobbing her head side to side, makes me feel like I'm looking at a total stranger.
I wonder if she still would have gone through with it if I just shut down her last-second begging. I'd have a clean conscience, at least.
You're ignoring the actual problem.
Am I now?
The painting isn't the issue here. The ring is such a small detail that I doubt most people would have even considered it.
Yeah, indeed, I did not expect the angry Olive here, but...
What you should feel bad about is how you treated her at the meeting. You knew about her problems with Millie. You clearly knew how much she was banking on this painting working out.
This is the true reason why Ollie's angry here.
I know you and Wallace well enough by now, or I think I do anyway, to know that that's just how you guys talk. But, you know, there's a time and a place, and yesterday wasn't it. Even if things had magically worked out over the holidays, the last thing she needed was her closest friends ganging up on her on top of everything else. She doesn't deserve that.
She taps her foot as rapidly as her boots allow, shaking the nervous energy out of her system any small way she can.
How was she, after you two left?
She cried on the way home. What do you want me to say, Eileen?
Damn it.
She reaches behind her to grab her previously discarded menu in a bid to buy herself some additional time to think. The facade doesn't last long, though, as she drops it again soon after.
I can't stand...
She almost looks surprised as she manages to catch herself before one of her typical tirades started.
Caprice is loud, annoying, refuses to let people rest for even a second so long as she's around. When it became obvious you two were a thing, I was stunned. How could anyone have that kind of inner peace to think, I want to spend every day for the rest of my life around someone like that and actually mean it?
Just as I feel motivated to snap back, her face softens.
I was happy for her. Happy for you. It's hard to deny that my life's gotten better since she got involved in it. And I thought it was only fair that some of that circled back around to her.
Would it hurt you to show it?
There's your answer. Her answer.
She needs to hear it. From you. A sigh as her train of thought reaches its conclusion.
I'd never admit any of that to her. Maybe I should.
Yeah, considering she thinks that you don't actually want to be there. It's time. Realizing how much she must look right now, she opts to hide her grief-stricken face behind her menu, rather than try to force a new expression to take its place.
Will you apologize to her for me? Assuming you'll see her way before I get the chance.
I shake my head. Not sure if she could even see the act hidden behind her makeshift screen.
I'll do whatever I can for her. But that's on you. Maybe at the next meeting.
The next meeting. Yeah. Sounds fair. Thank you, Olive.
Oh. I get that's how you are, but at some point, you need to actually... You legitimately care about her at all. Needs to hear it every now and then. Yeah, I'll have leveled up. Mouth curls upward just even ever so slightly, and I feel lighter than I had a moment ago as my frustration finally starts to leave me. The menu in her hands, by contrast, starts looking considerably heavier as it slowly comes down from Eileen's face. Nevertheless, her posture certainly seems more relaxed than it did when she first buried herself in it.
So, ready to order?
I feel lighter after that. It's nice to finally see... It's nice to finally see, yeah. Kiddo needs to show some more backbone like that more often. Like, that is realistically, that is Olive's arc throughout all this. Start of the game, they're shrinking into the background, barely able to assert themselves in a conversation with their peers, whatnot. At the end of the game, they're able to pull this off. Whether it's Millie or Caprice, whichever club they end up in, the people they're around in the course of a semester and a holiday change them to the point where they're able to assert themselves like this. Olive's growing, yeah. They are more than capable of this now. Quiet sounds of the evening make their way through my window, heard despite the TV absently playing. tap away on my phone, drowning out whatever rerun is showing tonight. BRB can help with the dishes barbecue. 5-minute stops! Sure. Have fun. Our texts to each other over the past day have been short, but almost non-stop since she arrived, to the point where I'm almost worried I'm distracting her from her stay. On her end, she's quick to bring up conversations about absolutely nothing, and she's always ready to reply within a couple of seconds of me sending anything, no matter how inane. I put my phone down, confident I'd have at least a few minutes while she was away, but to my surprise, my phone buzzes not long after. I'm initially impressed at how quick she got her chores done before I pick up my phone and realize it's not her. Howdy. How's she doing? All settled in yet? Ready for visitors? Oh no. I stare confused at my screen, trying to decipher Haley's strange joke. Haley thinks that Caprice is still here? What are you talking about? Your GF. Oh no! Oh. On cue, the doorbell rings. Will I answer your question, Haley? No, I'm not ready for visitors. Millie! Oh. Alright, this is advancing direction I wasn't expecting. I open the door just barely to see Millie and Haley. Millie looks at me with a painfully forced smile, a small tote bag in her hands, tilting her head slightly toward me.
It's us. Just came to drop off a couple housewarming gifts. And talk to Caprice, of course.
Well then.
It's cold. Let us in.
Oh boy. My apartment isn't much warmer, but I concede enough to let them in before closing the door behind them. I turn back toward them, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. As Millie walks to the door, she calls out to the empty apartment.
Caprice?
Oh
me.
dear.
And Haley? I was thinking about that painting, and, I think you were right. Wanna hang it up together?
Is she really just gonna pretend nothing happened? After all of that?
Caprice! Did she head out or something?
I don't have any other plans tonight if you want to wait for her.
Haley, girl, love you, but you gave me, less than 30 seconds to prepare for this.
Sure, we can...
She's not here.
Millie and Haley snap out of their own personal worlds. My tone surprises me, too.
What?
She's at her mom's place. She stayed the night here after her club, but left the next morning. It didn't run into each other, or...
We came home to an unlocked door after a grocery run and thought we got robbed or something.
Oh.
The only room that looked disturbed at all was hers. She told us she was going out for a little while last we spoke, so we just assumed.
Oh, that's right, I'm thinking... I have already... I'm not gonna reveal, because I have seen... This is a core event that does happen in the other path, in the other route of this game. So I will not reveal it. Assuming it's the same. I will not reveal the hair color.
Going out for a little while. She didn't tell you anything?
Obviously, if she did, we wouldn't be here.
This is how the two have been trying to solve things. It's no wonder their argument has gotten to this point.
And you thought that the best response to her trying to make some distance for a few days would be to barge in here without any prior warning and scare her into a conversation?
And I guess ooh. That would actually be cute because Olive. That would be adorable.
It was my idea.
It's nothing she hasn't done before to me. She's the one always saying problems need to be solved face to face.
That is interesting, though, Millie trying to take the Caprice strategy. That's an interesting reversal. Millie trying to take the Caprice strategy, and Caprice being the one who wants to pull away.
You know it's different when someone is asking for space, right? You of all people should know that. On top of that, coming in here like nothing happened. Do you have any idea how horrible she feels about Christmas? Do you want her to just pretend everything's okay?
You never tried to explain anything. I mean, if we do, we finally get you to open up, it's all a big contradictory mess. And here Millie is. After screaming that she wanted Caprice out of her life, she's here, sweeping everything under the rug and trying to make amends with a portrait that she hated just a few days ago.
Hey.
Haley's voice is cool, but there's an edge of warning to it. I feel the lingering need to say more, to try and make her see how much she's hurting the people around her. Dissipate. Same time, my phone buzzes off. I take it out, trying to give myself a moment to collect my thoughts again. Back! Mm-hmm. You there? Yeah, sorry. Take a deep breath. Obviously, they're here to talk to Caprice. I won't ask her to oblige. At the very least, I want to give her the chance. I know I'd want to know if someone came looking for me. Are you free to talk right now? Like, over voice, I mean?
What's up?
Gonna give her a call. I wanted to ask first, though. You know, common etiquette stuff.
Like more than 30 seconds warning. My frustration is starting to subside, but it looks like just enough managed to hold on for me to glare a couple daggers at the two. Eventually, my phone started ringing. Guess that's a yes. It doesn't take me more than half a second to answer.
Hey.
Hi! It's so good to hear you. It's been such a busy day, it feels like it's been forever.
Then again, we're gonna end up dropping a real bombshell on her, too. We didn't actually tell her over text what's going on right now. Haley and Millie are perfectly still, as if to avoid Caprice's non-existent gaze.
So what's up? Just miss my voice that much?
It'd be nice to chat if you want to, for sure. But I'm actually calling because I got some guests over.
Oh.
Oh. She knows. Seems that was enough to clue her in on what's happening. I turned my head back to the two home invaders, only for Millie to avert her eyes.
Yeah. They were worried you ran away or something.
I guess I did. I specifically told them it was just for a bit so they wouldn't worry, but I guess I just made them your problem instead. Sorry, Ollie.
That's fine.
Olive, can you put her on speaker?
I'll ask. Hey, Caprice. Millie wants to talk with you. Do you mind if I turn the speaker on, or pass my phone over or something?
Please don't. Please.
What a mess of a situation this is. Millie looks at me expectantly for an answer, and all I can do in response is shake my head. Her shoulders slump.
I really don't want to talk to her. I thought I was doing the right thing, and after, well, you know, I think it's better this way.
Millie and Haley must have either heard themselves or noticed my face start to droop as they try to get in closer. I'm quick to turn away, making sure Caprice's request is honored as best I can.
So, this is probably gonna be more than an overnight stay, huh?
Yeah, probably. I was thinking more like 2 weeks, maybe longer.
I see.
I should have been honest with you about it. Sorry, I wasn't really sure until I got here.
It's alright.
On the bright side, you can come visit anytime you want. There's some moving boxes and stuff, but it's not too far from your work.
I can hear the shift in her voice, attempting to move the conversation to something happier. I hope she's doing it for her own sake and not mine.
That sounds nice. Just send me the address and we can figure out a time.
Sure thing. Oh, but if you come, don't bring Millie with you. Haley either, actually. I feel bad that she's been lumped into this too, but, you know, it'd be awkward.
Yeah, no problem. I gotta see them off, so give me a few minutes. We can pick up afterward.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Aww. With a click, she's gone for now. I put my phone back in my pocket as I spin back around to the two.
Well,
She's fine, don't worry.
well, there's that at least.
I'll be visiting her in the next day or two. Pretty much whenever I get the all clear.
I'll drive you.
I'm just going to take the trolley. You not being there was the one caveat she gave me.
But that's probably to be expected.
Don't want to keep the two apart if there's any chance of mending this bridge, but I'm not about to betray Caprice's trust to make that happen.
I'm counting on you then.
I don't really think I can do anything except be there.
That'll be enough, hopefully.
The three of us take a collective breather, the frenzy of the last few minutes taking their toll. Once the mood starts to settle back into something resembling normal, the two start for the door.
See you later. You know how to reach me if you gotta.
Will do.
Something is still bothering me. I hope I can communicate better than earlier.
Millie, Do you have a second?
Millie stops at the door as Haley exits, and they both look back. After exchanging a look, Millie nods, assuring Haley she'll still be right there.
If it's about barging in here, I'm sorry. Wallace said she had left with you after the club, so I just...
It's not about that, no.
I sigh. As much as her finding things out through gossip with Wallace isn't really the ideal scenario in any reality, that's not the main issue.
Look, I don't want to tell you what to do. You and Caprice mean a lot to each other, right?
She hesitates, but doesn't deny it. A small nod is all I get in response.
I can't imagine what you're going through. I'm sure Caprice can't either. But I know it can't be easy. But this hiding behind a smile, running away from everything and then blowing up, over and over again, it's not sustainable. Whatever you need, I'm sure Caprice will try her best to provide it. But if you don't tell her what it is, she's just going to keep guessing and guessing, even if she gets it wrong. She's not the type to give up, but at some point, she might. She's not invincible either.
Even after all this.
That's all I wanted to say.
Millie clams up, something I should be used to by now. She doesn't leave immediately, though, glancing down toward the floor.
I'll see you around, Olive.
That's as best as I can hope for right now, I guess. A couple of small waves and a closed door later, I'm alone. My phone is silent for the first time all day. I resign myself to turning in early, hoping naively the extra sleep might somehow fix how I'm feeling. That's as best as we could probably hope for to encourage some kind of growth, some kind of positive movement on Millie's part, given what we know about her feelings on the matter. Last night was a smooth transition from laying in my bed staring at the ceiling and eventually dozing off once the sky began lightening. Managed to get in about 3 hours of shut-eye before the buzzing of my phone. It was easy for me to push through the exhaustion as I was rushing out of the door, but after a long and unusually crowded trolley ride, I'm finding the exhaustion slowly catching up with me. On my way. I'll be waiting! Still got like 20 minutes. Exactly, see you soon! Caprice's texting style, still adorable. Caprice's complex stands rather tall, sandwiched between two similarly sized buildings. I followed her directions thus far, and the layout isn't too dissimilar to mine, so it doesn't take me long at all to navigate its corridors. Now comes the hard part. Ooh! There it is, okay. The blue highlights are air. I nervously ring the doorbell, only for it to swing open almost immediately. The other side is Caprice. It's only been a while, but the last couple of days have dragged on forever.
Hey, come in, come in.
The color reveal, light blue. She takes me by the arm and pulls me into the apartment without a second of hesitation. I should have figured she wasn't over-exaggerating. She really has been waiting, right by the door.
Mom, Ollie's here.
You right there?
Very fitting, indeed. Caprice shouts in the general direction of the hallway before doubling back to close the door behind us. I rub my eyes, trying to get the sleepiness out of them. My eyesight has been bleary, sure, but she looks different, doesn't she?
How was the trip? Cold? You should really bundle up more, you know.
Says you. A hoodie isn't a coat.
I run warm.
Is she gonna bring it up? Should I?
So... You look nice, by the way.
Smooth. Well played.
Oh, right. This.
I didn't realize you were being serious when you brought it up before. It looks really good.
Not gonna lie, it does.
I didn't really realize it either, but, you know, I just kept thinking about it. And I just really wanted to change, I guess.
Good. She absentmindedly plays with a few stray blue streaks, twirling them around her finger and admiring them. I feel a small pang of sadness at how much I dismissed the idea at first. Resolved to make sure I don't do that again. Seeing how happy the little change has made her, despite all this stress, I wish I could have been by her side to make it happen. I hang close by, not wanting to disturb anything. I have to lift my elbows a bit as I move aside, trying to avoid toppling over any boxes.
Anyway, Thanks for coming. Oh, shoot, sorry.
Oh? Caprice ringtone? Caprice's phone starts going off, and she holds up one finger in a small motion, glances off it. Her face falls when she looks at the screen. Rather than answer it, she cancels the call. There's very few options of who it could be to give her such a reaction. Caprice avoids my gaze.
I can give you some space if it's important.
Nope, not at all.
Her phone buzzes a few times in her pocket. If she's purposely been doing this, the surprise visit last night makes a lot more sense. I can't comment on it, though. It's not even a moment later, and Charlie emerges from a small door in the hallway. She sets down some packing tape on a nearby shelf as she approaches.
Hi again, Olive. Nice to have you.
Don't worry. I've seen
Oops,
worse.
I cut you off. Sorry, Charlie.
It'll get worse before it gets better, I'm afraid. How have you been?
It takes me a second to come up with an answer that doesn't feel dishonest, and another to get over how Caprice and Charlie are staring directly at me, putting me at the center of attention.
You know, as well as anyone can be.
Just give the generic office answer of living the dream.
I understand. I ended up hearing about it last night when Caprice was asking about you coming over.
Ah. The mere mention of it is enough to have Caprice divert her eyes from Charlie and I. It doesn't seem to stop her mom from addressing it all the same.
I figured you just wanted some space when you came over unannounced, which is fine. But please don't do something like this without telling them. Millie must be worried sick.
They found out in the end anyway, it's whatever. Anyway, let me give you the grand tour.
Alright, tour time. I looked at Charlie. The atmosphere of the room rests entirely on her. She catches me staring, quickly masking her melancholy with a smile.
Go ahead. This place is tiny, though. I can't imagine it being all that grand.
I learned my presentation skills from the best. It'll be great.
That is true. That is true. Charlie is, in fact, a tour guide at the local aquarium.
Okay, sure. Lead the way.
So Caprice is entirely serious about that. Caprice grabs me by the hand, leading me approximately 3 feet into the living room. Despite Charlie's skepticism, Caprice finds no trouble finding a story for each and every tiny knickknack still hanging on their walls or sitting on their shelves. Even the everyday and mundane has a memory attached to it. We end up flipping through their small collection of movies, a wave of nostalgia flooding over the two as they take turns looking over each and every one.
She loved that stuff, with the animals. Always put on the same DVDs again and again.
What can I say? I liked what I liked. And if I didn't choose the movie, Mom had put on something boring.
Like a cartoon?
Oh?
Exactly! You're bad luck. You only got the boring episodes.
It doesn't take long from there to move to the kitchen area, consisting mostly of the usual appliances and a small table tucked away in the corner.
The place is already tiny, but it feels like we lived exclusively in the kitchen a lot of the time. That table specifically.
The homework table.
Oh. Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, you ever lived in a place like this? You know that table. I know that table. I know that table quite well.
Reminds me of the countertop back at your apartment. I don't think I ever got a chance to see it without it covered in books and notes.
Caprice walks on over, taking the seat closest to the wall before beckoning me to join her. The cushioning on the chair feels flat, undoubtedly from years of use. Charlie opts to stay standing, idly putting dishes away.
Look! There's still a weird wart from that time I spilled juice and covered up with a plate so Mom wouldn't see it.
Shh. Caprice rolls her hand over a slightly lifted part of the table, patting it proudly. She must have hidden it really well.
Do you cook?
Charlie makes a so-so motion with her hand and laughs.
I didn't really have a lot of time to learn. We had to wake up early to go to work, and by the time we got home, it was already bedtime.
Takeout was our best friend.
Understandable.
It did let us spend some quality time together at the end of the day, since we didn't have to worry about dishes or anything. Anyway, I didn't get to babysit too often for that same reason, but I always made sure Caprice and Millie both had snacks on hand whenever I could.
Oh.
You're basically a pro. You could have given Ollie a run for their money.
Yeah.
Olive would have been around 6 or so. I don't think it would have been very fair.
Oh, if I would have schooled you in the kitchen at age 6.
You know what I mean.
Well, not to brag, but I do think I've mastered the art of instant chocolate chip cookies.
Oh?
Millie always used to tell me that was the best part about coming over.
Instant chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, did she?
Oh.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Mm-hmm. I remember her always being super excited about coming to visit.
Charlie laughs as if remembering a joke.
I think that says something bad about me. Mike was always a stickler for healthy snacks only, wasn't he?
Well, it wasn't all bad. His snacks had their own charms.
Don't try too hard to convince yourself. I know how much you hate pears.
What do you got against pears? What do you got against pears? Their conversation is vague and personal, but my imagination can fill in the blanks. Although I will say, in Caprice's defense, I will say, unripe pears are awful. Ripe, juicy pears are amazing. It's that fine line between hard styrofoam and juicy goodness. I see it clear as day. Caprice and Millie sitting here, scratching away at some doodles or a math sheet, nibbling away at whatever Charlie prepared for them that day. Mike coming in to pick up his daughter, maybe staying a bit longer for dinner, and doing it all over again the day at the Clark's house. Soft, juicy pear supremacy, yes! I don't need a first-hand account to see how much of a family these two homes really are. I guess Millie disagrees, but I wonder if she looks back fondly on those times regardless. I guess Millie disagrees. We can speak for Millie's route that Millie doesn't disagree. It's just she's not ready for this specific family adjustment.
I miss those days.
Me too, sometimes. More than sometimes lately. Occasionally, I sit here and...
She fidgets with a fork in her hands.
Well, wish it was a bit more crowded.
She and Caprice shift their heads downward in almost perfect unison.
It used to feel a lot bigger.
Because you used to be a lot smaller.
Understandable. A smile returns to Charlie's face as she drags the mood back onto its feet. I'm more than willing to do my part.
She's not exactly very big now.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it's not like you're a giant yourself.
Bonk. I tousle her hair and she weakly swats me away with her hands. Little blue highlights peek out at the movement. Really is cute.
Taller than you.
She makes up for it with pure energy.
Pure concentrated energy.
Tell me about it.
I wrap Caprice into a hug and she squeezes me tightly in return. I hear her phone vibrate in her pocket again, but she makes no attempt to even glance at it.
Come on, I'll show you my room next.
Grabs my hand and begins to lead me away.
I'll finish cleaning up. Take your time.
Oh, the otter! Ollie the otter! Ew. Yeah, the little otters. So many otters. Little bear. Shark. Caprice's childhood room looks about what I expected. Blue from top to bottom. Yeah, she's always been consistent about that. Various posters and canvases littering her walls don't stick out as a surprise either. The living room is anything to go by. I'm sure the numerous toys and other bits and bobs all have their own story.
Just how I left it. Well, since moving out in general. Obviously, I was sleeping here the last couple of nights.
Right.
It's very you. Coulda swore your favorite color was orange, though.
Har har.
She sits on the bed as I walk over to a desk stuffed in the corner. There are papers scattered on it, from old school work to sketches. The entire desktop is like a moment frozen in time.
Hey, did you draw these in high school?
They hold up one of the fake papers filled with figure sketches.
Yep. I took art classes back then, too.
Ah. Oh, check this out. Oops. I join her on the bed as she grabs a plush otter, worn and well-loved.
Mike got him for one of my birthdays when I was little. Mom said I refused to open any other presents after, and since then they've always joked about how they could never top it.
Her voice begins to shake as she gently strokes the otter's fake fur.
I didn't take him with me when I moved out for college. I guess I took the idea that he'd always be there for me when I came back for granted, but now that...
She allows that train of thought to hang in the air while she tries to find the best way to end it. The silence is eventually broken by a small sniffle, another. Oh. She opens her mouth to speak, but that only manages to fully shake her resolve as tears start streaming down her face. She buries her face in the toy in a vain attempt to mask her weeping.
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine. It's just, I have to decide what to take with me before we tear this place apart. All the furniture, all our stories, everything, so it's not my room anymore, and this isn't our home anymore, and...
As much as Caprice has been embracing the new family and whatnot, this is still hurting her too. Buries her face into me now, trying to do a better job of stifling her crying. I had seen her at her lowest point the past few days, but that's what I believed until now. Is this how she always handles it? I wonder how much Caprice has cried lately. Is it a lot? Or is it only because she's been keeping it in all this time? I don't ask, only comforting her with an embrace. After a few moments, she murmurs,
Wanna go for a walk?
Sure.
Phone buzzes loudly. More text messages. She gives a frustrated sigh, but still makes no move to attend to it.
Okay. Can you wait outside my room for a minute?
You got it. Take your time.
Thanks.
She wipes her eyes on her sleeve as she lifts her head up from my shoulder. I leave her with a small smile and exit quietly, giving her space to recompose herself. I wandered the living room. Charlie sitting on the sofa, the grim expression on her face telling me she must have overheard the most important bits.
Everything all right?
Yeah. We're going for a walk. She just needs a minute.
It's hard, leaving this place. Caprice says she's happy with how things worked out between Mike and I, but she's really suffering from the effects of it too.
Moving isn't ever easy. Even after doing it a few times, I always miss things about the previous place. Still, the good outweighs the bad for her, I think.
It's just with the current state of things, the bad is stinging particularly hard for her.
Oh, I know. I just find myself wishing more and more these days that Aid were still here.
I can almost hear the second part of that sentence. If she were here, none of this would have happened.
I'm sure.
She responds with a long, heavy exhale.
The Clark house was always a second home. We'll eventually be fine. Millie, though, I'd give anything to help repair that bridge, if she'd let me.
It feels like she's hit the point in her growth where she's like, oh god, I fucked up. I need to fix this. I need to try reaching out.
She's going to have to accept what's going on. Doesn't matter if she wants to or not.
Priestess emerged from her room, bundled up in her usual winter wear. A couple sketchbooks are thrown under her left arm with a megaphone occupying her right hand. What are we cooking?
Caprice.
What are we cooking?
I tried to get her to understand. We've done everything we could, Mom. She doesn't care, so we shouldn't either.
God, it does hurt seeing Caprice so resigned like this.
I thought our friendship meant more to her, but I guess I was wrong. I give up.
3 words I never expected her to say finally leave her lips. My chest hurts and Caprice's nonchalant tone twists the knife further in.
Caprice, hey.
You don't mean that.
The shock in Charlie's voice betrays any sense of confidence in that sentence. Cold pall sweeps over the room as Caprice shrugs.
I know she's been calling you all day. Can you imagine how alone she feels right now?
How she feels? What about me? What about you?
We have each other, Caprice. Mike is here for us, and Olive is here for you too. She only has you.
Had? She made it plenty clear she doesn't want me in her life, Mom. She said so, word for word.
That's a hard thing to overcome, and that's... As much as we get where she's coming from, that is something that she needs to make right.
It was a stressful night for everyone.
Stop trying to make excuses for her. She can't just lash out all the time and expect us to just...
Another phone call. Ending her thought with a grunt and whipping out her phone only to turn it off, Caprice turns toward the door.
Whatever. Wanna go, Ollie?
Caprice gestures toward the door with her head. She avoids direct eye contact with both me and Charlie as she walks past us.
Sure.
Where are you going?
Just down to the pond. We'll be back later.
It's out there. It's not. Millie can't take that back so easily. Remember Millie's route. She hits the point where she realizes, oh God, Caprice has been ghosting the art club. Caprice has been retreating from the apartment. I fucked up. I need to reach out to her, make this right, to the point where when Millie has that epiphany and tries to reach out to Caprice, Caprice has hit this point where she's given up on trying to reach Millie. And yeah, that what Millie said at Christmas, whatever we can understand what prompted it, but it still is entirely too far, and Millie needs to make that right.
Okay.
Before
Stay safe.
any of this can be fixed. Millie needs to make that right, and that's going to come with actually reaching out and opening up.
Will do. See you.
Out the front door, she begins to walk toward the road, still clutching her art supplies. She walks fast, so I try to keep close. Making her way downtown, walking fast. Faces past and homebound. Not long after. Is that how that song goes? 2 hours already passed. Yeah, time flies very quickly. I don't remember a pond being that close, but at least I didn't see one on the way here. Supplies under her arm shift and threaten to fall, but she has no problem adjusting as many times as she needs to, holding it all close.
What's with the extra stuff?
Just in case. I thought we could have a little club meeting of our own. Maybe we'll find some inspiration out here.
And the megaphone?
At a pond?
Yep, it's not far.
Agree to disagree. I somewhat wish I had my bike.
And the megaphone?
That's the biggest question.
I have a lot to get off my chest.
She picks up her pace. I trail slightly behind. My heart is racing a bit. It seems right that she should want to vent, but a part of me is wanting to talk now. I won't push it, but as she continues to avoid my eye contact, the worry remains and the need to at least check in wins over.
Hey, everything alright?
Yep. Sorry about earlier.
You shouldn't apologize for crying.
Mom shouldn't feel guilty about Millie, you know? It's not her fault.
I don't know if it's anyone's fault.
That right there is the core of this conflict. It's not anyone's fault. At the core of it, it's not anyone's fault, but... She swiftly turns around to face me.
How not? It's Millie who... No, forget it. Come on.
Oop. She resumes her walk. I jog a bit to return to her side. After some time, we enter a small area just outside the residential neighborhood with trees and a pond. A trail circles the body of water with benches dotting it here and there.
We used to come here a lot. It was my ideal drawing spot growing up.
She finds a seat on a nearby bench and begins sketching one of her books. Megaphone rests next to her, still in reach.
Mom and me. Sometimes Grandpa, back when he was around. Sometimes Millie, her family. She used to draw a bunch, you know. Most kids do, I guess. Some just don't stop.
She wanted to come today.
Good thing you stopped her.
I pause. In a way, I feel like the worst thing could do right now is sit here and agree. I wouldn't say it's just my newfound optimism, but something in the way Caprice glares down at the ground, her fingers gripping her sketchbook tightly, makes me think she wants to be wrong. I steel my resolve, but offer a soft touch to Caprice. She doesn't move away, so I brush away a stray piece of hair from her face.
She wanted to talk.
What else is there to talk about? She wanted to argue.
She glances toward me now, but it's strained. I smile a bit, trying to offer whatever sense of ease I can.
It didn't sound that way to me.
What else is there, Ollie? What else can I even say, or do, or...
She slams the sketchbook closed, tossing it back atop the other she brought.
I tried, Olive. I tried to work things out. I did what I could.
She buries her face in her hands. I reach out and touch her shoulder, and just barely she angles herself toward me, her voice laced with an anger that colors how small she looks in this moment.
All I'm good at is shoving people around. No one would give me the time of day otherwise. Millie hates me. Haley avoids us a lot of the time. The club doesn't even want to meet anymore.
I promise you, none of that's true.
How can you even say that when you were roped into the club yourself? That was even worse. I was just taking advantage of your personal problems to get a small step up in this dumb fight.
It was still my decision in the end. So was everything that came after.
And look where we're at now.
It's been a rough few days, but that's only because I hate seeing you like this. You've been nothing but good to me.
Then why does it feel like nothing I do is good enough? Why does it feel like I can't get through to anyone? I'm so sick of it. Months and months of this. My best friend.
Her voice falters and shakes, and I get ready for her to cry into my shoulder again, only for her to stand up instead, swooping up the megaphone as she does. Ah! Without skipping a beat, she brings it up to her mouth and shouts at the pool of water.
Why don't you get it?
A flock of ducks take off in the water at the sound, sending water spraying over the edge of the pond and a flurry of feathers behind.
You've always been my sister. Haven't I been yours? You hate the idea that much?
She punctuates her shout with a wordless scream. It winces as the megaphone screeches in protest. Caprice, however, seems totally unfazed by it.
Maybe I screwed up, but I was trying to fix it. Doesn't that count for anything? Why did it take me leaving for you to want to talk?
Why did it take?
I just wanted to laugh again. To smile, to live with each other instead of around. Why is it so hard?
She crumples, her shoulders shaking, angrily wiping away the tears falling down her face.
I don't know the best words or how to say what I mean, so I just keep talking and hoping one small part of it might be enough. I'm tired of screaming.
Caprice.
What is it, Olive?
Wish I could tell her that I don't know either, that I love her so much that I want to be with her and support her. But I've said all that already. I don't know how to translate how much I care about her into words. Screw it. Reach out and pull Caprice into the biggest hug I can. She shivers. She's shivering. Wish she bundled up more. Nestle my face into her shoulder and squeeze. The megaphone falls from her hands and into the snow with a quiet thud. I feel her shift in my hold, slightly moving her face as if to say something. I ease up, not wanting to overstep.
Don't let go.
Her words are barely audible as she buries herself into my shoulder, holding me twice as tight.
I won't. I promise.
I close my eyes and take it in, her hands grabbing onto my coat. Much warmer it is together. Her exhales slowly, slowing from short and uneven hiccups to deep breaths. Occasionally a spot of freezing wind will shoot over the lake, taking out any accumulated comfort we'd managed to create. Each and every time, Caprice pulls herself close. To one more time, she speaks again.
home?
A little.
Do you want to head back?
I don't want to let go.
I feel her smile against me.
I don't either.
Couple more minutes?
I rest my face against hers, our cheeks touching. Her face is still wet. I don't mind, but I try and wipe whatever I can away with a small nuzzle.
Yeah. Sounds good.
God, this... For some time, we find a way to part, still leaning on each other as we take a seat on the lakeside. She asked me if I want to listen. I do. We don't return until the sun has already begun to set. Sorry, Charlie. Did not mean to scare you.
Hey!
You had a moment.
Hi.
You had a moment that I feel like Caprice really needed to get out there. She really needed to get that out there. Hopefully now we can turn a corner. This has been building up from Caprice's end for so long now, too. They were both dealing with this in their own ways that just inevitably clashed in the worst possible way. That's what hurts about seeing Caprice and Millie like this. Caprice's eyes are red from tears. When she speaks, her voice is hoarse and raspy, but she manages to smile. If Charlie notices, she doesn't say anything. Meanwhile, Charlie herself is very obviously attempting to keep a casual air, likely to avoid another confrontation like earlier. She wrings her hands together as she searches for light conversation.
You guys have a good walk?
We did.
I think so.
I've got a pizza in the oven if you're hungry.
I'm starving.
That sounds great. Thanks.
Three of us have a small, quiet meal together. Lambert, get out of here. What are you doing? We chat a bit, and though Caprice is soft-spoken beyond just a damaged throat, it feels less sad and more contemplative. At the pond, after the shouting and the crying, we talked for a long time, as much as she was able.
I just felt like a bomb waiting to explode. Like if I stayed back there, just being around Millie would weigh and weigh on me. That I'd be screaming at her and not the pond. Not that I really expected to come here and scream.
Her eyes briefly turned to the megaphone, resting in the snow after being pushed to its limits. I'd be amazed if it still works.
Well, maybe I did. I don't know.
Do you feel better that you did at least?
Not sure. Kinda.
She kicks weakly at the ground, her energy well and truly spent after her shouting.
I thought I'd come back home to cool my head or something. Actually, not even really that. I didn't have any plans after running away. I just had to leave.
I know. It's alright.
I sigh, thinking over the last couple of days.
Sorry again about the ambush. I didn't really think they'd go that far.
You didn't think they'd be worried?
Not really. Not enough to chase after me. But maybe I was hoping they would. I don't know. It must sound like a broken record, huh?
Just a point here that how different Caprice and Millie are, but how alike they are. Caprice was chastising Millie at Christmas for being a contradictory mess when she does open up, but when the chips are down and she shows this emotionally confused and vulnerable side, that's just as contradictory. It's just human. It's just natural. It's a natural human nature that we're not always going to react in the most rational ways. We're going to contradict ourselves, trying to figure out what we want and what we need when things get confusing and scary and painful. It's human. She coughs.
Maybe you should rest your voice.
I'm okay.
Much as she tries to stifle it, a small cough sneaks its way out, immediately betraying her words. She continues on before I have a chance to protest.
I wasn't really sure where I stood with anyone. Thank you for coming out here.
Of course.
Do you think she actually wants to talk?
Without a doubt.
She peeks toward me through messy hair. There's the faintest hint of a smile on her face at the assurance. It's there only barely long enough to be noticed before sinking back down into her resting solemn expression again.
What if it goes badly?
Then I'll be here for you if it does. But try to think positively, okay? I am.
I gave up on her, Olive.
Never too late to change your mind.
I say, you were on plan Q. We still got some more letters in the alphabet.
She has to make that choice too.
That's the key from Millie's side that'll make this
I
work.
think she may have. I'm rooting for you both.
She laughs hoarsely and gives me a hug, nuzzling and kissing me.
What's so funny?
It's just nice to know that at the very least I always have you in my corner. It means a lot.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Aw. Love that. Love them. As we finish up our dinner, I start thinking about how I'll get home. My body finally remembering how exhausting I started the day.
Shoot, it's getting late. I should call for a ride or something.
I thought you were staying the night. It's New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve? Has it been a week already? The whirlwind I found myself in, time's become a total blur.
I wouldn't want to impose. Plus, I've got work tomorrow.
Olive, you're staying the night.
I could drive you out if you want.
You do that for me?
Sure. Is it in the morning?
Yeah, at 6.
No.
Both Charlie and Caprice's faces fall at the revelation of my early start schedule.
I wish you said so earlier. I wouldn't have dragged you around all day.
Don't worry about it. It's no problem. I can do 6. Though, I guess with the distance and the morning routine, it'd be more like 4, huh?
You really don't need to. I know it's a huge ask. Besides, I'd need some cleaner clothes.
Then we'll swing by your apartment first.
Then it'd just be easier.
Ollie.
Ollie, you are staying the night. She nods her head toward Caprice, who is trying her hardest to suppress a hopeful smile. Gotta give him the look. Gotta give him the look. The look. The family look. Never forget. Ollie, you are staying the night. My child.
I was only supposed to help open, so maybe I can see if they'll accept a last-second call-in, actually. I'm sure they'll understand. New Year's is usually a lot calmer than Christmas is for us.
My favorite thing about this is that this actually pops an achievement. Yeah. I know what you are. This screenshot with her mom, that is actually an achievement. I think it's called, like, maybe next time. Yeah, next time for sure. Because it's the ongoing quest of Olive meeting Caprice's mom saying, just call me Charlie, and Olive just by force of habit not doing so. And Charlie pouting over it the whole time. Which finally paid off at Christmas evening. Ollie finally called her Charlie, and she was delighted.
You're the best.
He chokes on her excitement and starts coughing. Charlie worriedly rubs her back.
You sure you're okay?
Just had a lot to get off my chest. All good now.
Caprice spends the rest of the meal animatedly talking about this and that, previous New Year's celebrations and her favorite memories. For the first time in what feels like a long time, Caprice is acting like Caprice again. Oop, the next day. Happy New Year, Ollie. the owner was kind enough to accept my last-minute request. Even apologized for having Mom come in on Christmas. Though I'm sure they had apologized to her directly already. The work can be exhausting, but it's nice to feel appreciated. Caprice said as much yesterday. Even after a full night's sleep, I find myself struggling to stay awake. Yesterday felt like it lasted 100 hours, and that was before the unplanned decision to stay up till midnight for the ball drop. Hell yeah. Thankfully, today has proven to be low energy, not something I ever would have expected in the shift in household. Caprice and I are sunk into the couch, watching some nature documentary I can barely focus on while Charlie sits with her phone on the kitchen table. I'm just getting to the part about a family of seals when Caprice's phone starts buzzing. Takes it out of her pocket through habit, and pauses when she sees who's calling. Glances toward me, a look of unease writ plainly across her face.
It's Haley.
Oh,
I'm going to answer it.
You got this.
okay. I'll be right here.
She flashes me a quick smile, and stands up and she answers the phone. She walks away as she speaks.
Hey, Haley. Happy New Year.
She glances back toward me and Charlie, give her an understanding nod, and her mom mirrors the motion.
Sure, I have a minute.
Caprice disappears into her old room. Charlie approaches after a few seconds, arms crossed in a guarded way.
I hope those girls can work it out.
Think they're finally on their way to.
Me too. We all do, I think. Are you doing okay?
Oh. Charlie blinks in surprise, looking caught off guard by the question. She quickly regains her composure by laughing it off.
You don't need to worry about me, Olive. I appreciate the sentiment, though.
It's still... I don't know.
This really isn't my place to comment, is it?
You basically raised her, right? Millie, I mean.
Charlie's smile falls. She mulls a response over for a bit, but settles for a nod and a sad shrug.
She's always been incredibly important to me. Marriage or no marriage.
Sorry, I don't mean to overstep.
No, it's fine. If anything, I wonder if...
She either loses her train of thought, or most likely her confidence. She shakes her head, groaning a bit. Reminds me of Caprice.
I'm not sure. I could never replace Aid. I would never, ever want to. I just wish I could show her how much she means to me.
Something I've never considered before, really, is if Millie and Caprice have talked about all of this. Oh, Millie and Charlie, sorry, have talked at all about this. Every time it's been Caprice. Part of it has been Caprice's insistence to handle everything. If they're as close as they must be, considering the years they've shared together, I wonder if something else is happening.
Have you told Millie that?
I don't want to make things more difficult for her. It's already such a mess. I've been trying to show it, but...
We need to shove all four of these family members in the same room. Shove them all together, lock the door, and say, "Talk about this. Talk about this. Talk it out. Talk to each other." Because they've... all four of you, not just Caprice. Caprice has been doing the heavy lifting, and it has backfired. It has burnt everyone out. It burnt Millie out. It burnt Caprice out. And it's wearing on Mike and Charlie. Just from a distance, but they're not talking about it. Losing her best friend young. Raising both daughters alongside Mike. And now the marriage. Doesn't take a lot of guessing to understand how carefully Charlie must have been treading ever since the engagement. I feel the spike of familiarity in what she's saying, though. Millie has been acting the same way toward Caprice, feigning normalcy and hoping things will get better somehow. It's a sad recognition that the two are more alike than either thinks. Caprice reemerges from her room, leaving the door open behind her. She gives a small wave to us.
Everything's fine. Haley was just making sure we're all good here.
I see.
And I spoke to Millie a bit.
Oh? Ah, Charlie perks up immediately, hopeful.
That's good news. How is she doing?
Me when I'm in a don't communicate challenge with my competition are these four. Yes. It's a... communicate open and honestly or draw 20 and just all four just have hands packed full. How these hands get packed so full? We only had one deck going around here. They've got like 5 decks worth of cards in their hands.
I don't know. Fine? It wasn't a long conversation.
Communicate open and honestly or draw 20. They've got like... How'd we get so many decks? We only opened up one deck. It got like 5 decks worth of cards. How'd you do this? Just talk. Talk it out, please. Don't just sit back and...
I see.
I told her she could come over to talk. Hope that's okay.
Caprice purses her lips and closes her eyes, exhaling sharply. So the way this played out in Millie's path, she worked things out with Mike and Charlie first, before seeking out Caprice. Caprice purses her lips and closes her eyes, exhaling sharply. Silence ensues. Slowly, she opens her eyes, glancing between both of us uneasily. I'm at a loss for words. Luckily, Charlie speaks up.
When is she coming?
She said she'd be here as soon as possible, so... like, half an hour, maybe more?
Oh, okay. Let me take a quick shower and I'll get out of your hair.
Don't you dare run away.
No, you don't have to leave.
You're sitting here and you're hearing this too. A mixture of shock and fear laces Caprice's voice. She takes a small step forward and waves her hands, her attempt at calming her mom looking more like a desperate flail for help.
Are you sure? I can't imagine it'd be comfortable talking in front of all of us.
So in a sense, we're kind of good. We're kind of working things out backwards a little bit. I feel a bit put on the spot, but she has a point. This is their attempt at reconciliation. I don't want to make things awkward.
What, do you think she's gonna feel outnumbered or something?
So by saying it out loud, Caprice realizes that's exactly what the concern is and shakes her head even harder.
We're not against her, right? We're all just doing our best. If she's gonna take this step, we should meet her in the middle.
Yes. Yes. Her voice trembles. It's scary, but yes. It's scary on all sides. But yes, this is good. Her voice trembles. She grips her hands into fists, her speech just as much an attempt to steal her own resolve as ours. The only traces of the Caprice who gave up on her best friend are found in the cracks of her facade. The uncertain sigh, the glancing away, the fear that this talk will do more harm than good. For the most part, Caprice is doing what she does best, the very thing I fell for, pushing along even when it's difficult, because it's the right thing to do. The only difference is she's now pushing herself. Take her hand into mine to reassure her that she won't be doing it alone.
Like I said, I'll be right here.
Charlie gives it an awkward pat on both of our arms, taking an extra second to look at her daughter with a soft expression.
Of course, Caprice. I'll be here too.
"30 minutes later. 40 minutes. The next 40 minutes feel like 400. Charlie barely moves an inch, foregoing her phone for twiddling her thumbs. At some point, Caprice retreats into her room. To meditate or hype herself up is anyone's guess. The apartment is silent, aside from the television going on over a manatee's eating habits in thorough detail. And then a doorbell. The quest still clear in my mind, I head toward the door and open it to greet Millie. Ooh.
Oh. Hey, Millie. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Olive. I didn't expect to see you here. What a weird sense of deja vu.
You did come by my place just 2 days ago.
I guess I did. May I come in?
I step aside. Millie's hair is a bit unkempt, and she takes the opportunity as she walks past to try to smooth it out. She must have rushed here.
Hello, Millie. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Charlie.
Oh, it's a posture check time, thank you. I do need to stretch. Oh, I do need to sit up. I have a bad habit of hunching. I'm a huncher. Oh, thank you. Thank you kindly. Everybody stretch. Make sure you're sitting up straight. And get ready to talk it out. To hopefully bridge the gap between this family. A flicker passes through Charlie's face at the greeting. Her smile softens to a warmer, easier one. Stretch, mother! Stretch! Okay, very good.
Is Caprice in? I called her a bit ago. She said it was fine if I...
Bonk. Hi. Millie trails off as Caprice exits her room, looking far more nervous than she did barely half an hour ago. Did she lose her nerve? Try to communicate my concerns just through a worried glance, but Caprice's gaze is dead set on the floor.
Hey, Millie. I'm here. Want to talk in my room?
Oh? Mm-hmm. Millie's shoulders relax at seeing her, and she gives a small nod. As she walks over, Caprice looks up toward me for just a moment before continuing.
Ollie can come too, right?
Oh. I don't know. I was kind of hoping it would be just us two.
I need my emotional support otter.
I need them there.
Caprice, it's okay.
Please, Ollie.
Both me and Millie exchange a look. I'm not sure what support I could provide exactly. I thought I'd be sitting on the couch and ready to jump in if things went bad. Millie gets over her uncertainty before I do, and nods.
Well, alright.
A small smile crosses Caprice's lips, and she beckons me over. I steal a glance toward Charlie, who watches them from her chair in the kitchen. She opens her mouth to say something, but apparently thinks better of it. She notices me looking as she turns back to the table and offers some sort of, go on then, nod. I follow the two down the hall. I find a spot near her desk to sit, sort of half sitting on the desk and half leaning on it. And here we are. At the very least, it's out of the way compared to how the other two are. Millie stands nearby the door while Caprice sits on the bed, legs crossed. I don't have to wait long for one of them to speak up, but to my surprise, it's Millie who starts the conversation.
I forgot how small your room is. You've really got to get a head start on moving, huh?
I guess so.
Millie's smile fades into a look of resignation. Obviously, this small talk won't go anywhere. Better to get it over with. On with it!
I've been calling you and texting. I was worried about you, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I just...
She rocks a bit back, trying to figure out how to continue. When she does, her voice is a bit stronger than before.
I was really mad.
It's a simple statement of fact. The anger she's referring to isn't present in her voice, at least not right now.
You could have told me, though. I would have given you space.
Millie tilts her head. A smile plays on her lips, as if she's trying to play along, but eventually her emotions settle on confused.
Are you... is that funny to you?
Yeah, kind of.
The energy in the room shifts. Caprice looks away, a mix of frustration and hurt causing her to bite her lip.
Can you explain the joke for me? I don't get it.
This is not going well.
That's the exact thing I was afraid of, you know? Like, I didn't really need to give you a reason to avoid me, except the one time you want to talk?
That's not fair, Caprice.
Maybe it isn't. But do you know how much it sucks to feel like you want nothing to do with me?
I'm sorry, okay? What do you want me to do? I'm not perfect.
This is not going well.
I'm not either. I just don't know when to talk to you or leave you alone, or if you even care if I'm around sometimes.
What? Of course I care.
Funny way of showing it. Ever since the engagement, you've been acting like I'm a poison or something.
It's not you, Caprice. It's the whole situation.
Please explain the difference, because you've been pretty actively avoiding me specifically for months now.
It's like I've been banging my head against a wall trying to explain this to you.
This
I'll
is...
try harder. Every time I think I understand, it's like you move the goalpost just to justify staying upset.
Do you think I enjoy it? Do you think this is fulfilling to me? Look at it this way. Every single time I say anything is wrong at all, you try to fix it.
What's so wrong with trying to make you feel better? Why do you hate it so much when I try to help?
Because the way you help isn't what I need.
Then tell me what you need.
Alright, getting there.
I don't know what that is. I just know that it's not that.
Then why did you come all the way out here? Why even bother if you don't know what you want, just that it's not me?
Because I'm scared of losing my best friend.
Well, join the fucking club.
A knock interrupts the two's rising argument, firm but evenly placed. Thank you, Charlie. I was getting scared. Without waiting for a response, which is probably for the best as both Caprice and Millie stand there frozen, Charlie creaks open the door.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say yet. I just couldn't stand seeing you two like this.
We're fine, Mom. Sorry, I guess we were a little loud. We'll tone it down.
The last thing I'm worried about is our neighbors, Caprice.
Caprice's face falls to stare down at the floor, just for a moment. Her eyes find their way toward me, meeting my gaze with guilt.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come.
No, Millie, please. That's not it at all.
Charlie gives a long sigh. She looks over their room, taking in the state of things. Caprice is somewhat caught up on the bed. These hands are balled into a tight grip, and I'm still off to the side, attempting to give as much space as I can.
Are you comfortable standing?
Oh,
She looks to her only option, the space next to Caprice. Caprice scoots over a bit, in an attempt at assuring her that she won't mind. Awkwardly, Millie sits on the very edge of the bed, and Charlie takes her spot in the middle of the room.
Olive, do you remember what you asked me a bit ago?
If you were okay.
Well, that, but I meant what came after. If I had spoken to Millie about what I was feeling.
Caprice turns to look at me directly now, all interest trained on me. I wilt under the attention.
Ah, I remember, yeah.
I've been sitting out there thinking. I'm in my 40s, hiding out in my kitchen, while two little girls I'm supposed to protect are arguing. It seems a little silly when I think about it like that. Millie, please understand when I say...
She wavers in her confidence. Taking a breath, she begins again, but not before she takes a step forward.
I love you both with all of my heart. I am so sorry that I haven't reached out to you when I should have. I am so, truly deeply sorry I have failed to show you that all this time. I wanted to move forward together, but I was afraid. You deserve better. But even still, if I could undo everything, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'd never be able to look at myself in the mirror again if you two cut each other out of your lives. It'd break my heart like nothing else. So I understand if your feelings haven't changed. I'd understand if they never change. But please, please, don't hold anything against Caprice.
I'd never...
She takes a sigh. Millie shifts, gazing downward at her hands.
I don't need you to convince me we're a family. I know that, and I never wanted you to call off the wedding.
Now where's Mike so we can join in? Honestly.
I need you all to understand it. It's still different for me, you know?
I don't. At all.
I'll never be Adelaide.
Millie traces the ridges and falls for braid, nodding slightly.
Yeah, you won't.
But she's still...
Charlie places a hand on Caprice's leg, shaking her head. She turns to Millie after. It really is... It really is a case of... Like, Caprice still... As much as this has all hurt Caprice, like, as much as Millie is hurting, she still needs to make right the fact that she lashed out at Caprice and hurt her significantly. As much as Caprice is hurting, she still needs to, like, understand what's going through Millie's head. It's, again, we need to talk and not yell. Calmly, keep it together. God bless you, Charlie.
Your mom was the brightest, most loving woman I've ever had the privilege of knowing. You were her everything. I wish every single day she could be here to see the amazing woman you've grown to become. I'm so grateful I got the chance to be part of your life growing up. Nothing will ever take that away. Mike and I love each other, but I could never replace her for him. And that's fine, I wouldn't want to. He'll never replace her for me either. No one wants to forget her. We never could, even if we wanted to. The bits and pieces that get lost to time can't erase how much she means to us. How much of our hearts we lost when she passed.
In the short time I've known her, Charlie has always been more mellow and reserved than Caprice. It was always impossible to really comprehend the weight she's been carrying around this entire time. I can't see her expression well from where I am, but suddenly, Millie stands up from the bed. She's trembling. Shock and fear quickly wash over Charlie's face at the motion. I only guess how many worries are shooting through her mind over what she said or didn't say right. He takes a breath.
I'm sorry, too.
Her voice cracks. Charlie reaches out and pulls her into a hug as Millie begins to cry. I feel so out of place. I want to get out, give these three some privacy. I stand up, but as I do, I notice Caprice. In the bed alone, as Charlie rubs Millie's back, Caprice cries too. The emotion from the room is overwhelming, but when I see that, any feelings of being out of place are immediately shoved aside as I go over to her side and pull her into a hug of my own. She cries into my shoulder quietly as Millie continues speaking, muffled in Charlie's arms.
I've missed you a lot too, but I really thought you would hate me after all of this. No, Millie, no. Never.
Cries subside just long enough for Millie to glance over at me and Caprice. Cry game, rise up! Cry gang, rise up! Seeing Caprice is unable to look up, she makes eye contact with me directly. I understand immediately. I rub Caprice's back and take her hand, speaking in a hushed whisper.
Hey,
What?
I think Millie wants you.
Really?
Really, really. Come on.
Get in there. Get in that group hug. I stand up, offering Caprice myself as support to lean on as she lifts off the bed. She leans on me for the 3 steps it takes to reach her family.
Please,
I don't remember her. Not really, and I'm sorry I don't because maybe I could understand you better. But I care about you. I didn't mean to... I mean, I was trying to cheer you up. That's all. I wanted you to be happy. I didn't do it the right way, but that's why... I tried everything, thinking maybe the next thing would magically solve all our problems.
Hang up. Where is Mike in the situation, honestly?
I thought if you could just be as excited about the wedding as I am, we wouldn't need to fight anymore. I'm sorry.
Caprice grips my hand as she speaks, so tightly I think both of our knuckles turn white. As she finishes, her grip loosens. She turns away, toward me. Give her hand 2 quick squeezes. She glances up to me, her eyes shielded by her wispy bangs. I tried to guide her gaze with my own, back toward her family. One more little push.
Aren't you going to meet her halfway?
Oh. I should, shouldn't I?
I'll be right here.
Promise?
I do.
On. Come on. Come on. Yeah! Oh. 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 Let's go! Caprice manages a small smile at that. She lets go of my hand, takes one more step, and goes the full distance, running into Millie and Charlie, wrapping her arms around them. Oh. Can we just, yeah, we just need to absorb this. Oh. Any semblance of composure quickly falls away as the three collapse into a hug. I love it. I love them. The three cry, but there's a lightness to it. A love strong enough that makes them all laugh just a little at how tightly they're holding each other.
Caprice, I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to hear it.
But
I know already, okay? I know.
Millie sighs, but holds her sister tighter all the same. The thing that I love so much about this is at this point in the story, when we finally cross that bridge, the narration refers to them as sisters, and it's so good. I love this game so much. It's more clear now than ever. My place is besides Caprice, but this moment is wholly theirs. All I can do is wipe my eyes and do my best to burn this image into my mind of Charlie and her children. Oh gosh. 2 weeks later. Yeah, the semester hasn't even started yet.
Good meeting, everyone. Adjourned.
Ooh. And with that, the first art club meeting of the final semester concludes. It was as if the winter break never even happened. No one missing a beat in their usual routine.
This is gonna be our last semester as a club, so we have a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of time to do it.
Let's rock.
Let's make it one to remember.
You're the boss, boss.
It feels like it's been forever since we've had a day like this. It's hard to believe that for a few months this felt normal. I only hope it lasts, even if the clock is already ticking down.
Sounds to me like it's not time to end the meeting yet.
Oh?
Eileen, what's wrong?
Even after everything and knowing what kind of person Eileen really is, it's hard not to feel at least a little nervous whenever she volunteers herself into a conversation.
Like Caprice said, we only have a semester left before we're locked out of this room. We're going to need to settle on a new meeting spot if the club's going to continue afterward.
Ooh. The room falls into stunned silence. Even Wallace is struggling to hide the shock on his face. Caprice and Allison are a lot more forthcoming with their reactions, though, the former looking on the verge of tears.
Oh, Elle.
Nuh-uh, no nicknames.
I don't remember you enforcing that rule after our aquarium visit last year.
She thought it was funny back then. Of course it got a pass.
I love shocked faces. As Wallace and I press at Eileen's buttons, Eileen hovers around us, tilting her head back and forth, trying to shake an idea loose. Oh?
She's right, though. We should figure out a new place sooner rather than later. We have half a year to decide, but that'll go by fast.
I'm sure the diner wouldn't mind housing us during slow periods or after hours. Mom would love to see everyone.
You think so?
Her face lights up the way it used to, immediate and radiant.
The old owner put comfort and community at the top of her priorities when running things. I think our little club would fit in perfectly with her idea of the place.
Sounds like all our problems have been solved then.
Not until we can get actual confirmation. Talk to your management ASAP.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in that case, the meeting is now adjourned. For real this time.
Wallace is the first to leave, with Allison and Eileen right on his tail. Once they're at the door, Eileen gives Allison a couple pats on the back, urging her ahead as she returns to Caprice, and once her girlfriend is safely out of earshot.
Caprice.
Ooh, is this one last? It gets her attention just as well as anything else. I keep my head down, focusing on shoveling things into my backpack, trying to keep my business out of whatever Eileen has planned for her.
Sup, Elle?
We aren't doing that. Anyway, I just wanted to... I'm sorry about how the painting went over. I didn't have much of a chance to say so before now.
A few seconds of silence as Caprice ponders Eileen's apology. Only a few, though.
Huh. That's funny. I don't remember telling you what Millie thought of it.
Oh, busted. I can suddenly feel a pair of eyes staring right through me. As stiff as my spine suddenly feels, I manage to find the willpower to bring myself upright, only to find a playful smirk on Caprice's face.
Sorry.
I basically forced it out of them. If that helps keep Olive in your good graces.
The smirk quickly evolves into a giggle.
That's fine, both of you. That includes the painting, by the way.
That's not what I heard.
Another glare directed at me, this time from Eileen. It's been 2 minutes at most, and I'm already exhausted from this conversation. That's a mood, Olive.
She warmed up to it in the end. And even if she didn't, I asked you for the help. I'd never blame you for how things turned out.
But
Before she can continue expressing her guilt, Caprice cuts her off with a hug, doing his job of shocking Eileen with the added bonus of causing her to stumble just a bit.
hey, what's the deal?
Thanks for everything you've done, Eileen. I know I'm not your favorite person.
Ugh, you got that right.
This is where I'd expect Eileen to try and pry Caprice off of her. I'm sure Caprice is anticipating the same. To our surprise, however, Eileen returns the embrace, wrapping her arms around Caprice.
You're nowhere near the bottom, though.
Aww. A happy ending for them, too. I love it. Unable to contain my smile, I try my hardest to commit the moment to memory, knowing full well that Eileen is going to force Caprice and I to forget it afterwards. Not long after, the room is finally empty, leaving just Caprice and I to idly pack away our things and quietly enjoy each other's company.
Just like the good old days, huh?
From the long-forgotten age of 4 weeks ago.
It feels like 40 years ago.
I sure felt that way lately.
Right?
Tell me about it.
She's finished stuffing her bag full with art supplies she brought for the day. She finds herself a seat on the edge of a table, looking at a nearby window.
Weather's gonna start warming up soon.
Spring's right around the corner.
Yeah, can't wait. It's gonna be a busy one.
She starts kicking her legs back and forth, occasionally grazing the chair tucked in underneath the desk.
Are you gonna stop riding the trolley to campus once the snow's gone?
I hadn't really thought that far ahead, really. I mean, it's not like I've ever had a reason to keep riding in the warmer weather till now.
Right, yeah.
I was thinking, though, I had just done some upkeep on my bike before the winter hit.
Your one-seater bike?
Oh?
I think we could work something out. If you don't mind holding on.
Oh. Caprice's eyes sparkle at the prospect. Door opening behind us seems to catch us both by surprise, turning around in unison to get a good view of our visitor. Oh, it turns out we have two. Half of the school's riding club.
Yo.
The school's riding club.
Afternoon, you two. First day of classes treat you well?
You know how it is. Just throwing class syllabuses around and then shooing us out the door. Oh, nice glasses, by the way.
Thank you. I was complaining about my contacts to Haley the other day when she asked why I bothered. I didn't have a good answer.
Haley smirks at that.
She's really going wild with these personal changes this year.
With glasses, what's next? Red highlights?
New year, new me.
So, what's up? We're all done with our club for the day, unless you've come to beg to join?
We'll think about it.
Millie and Haley share a knowing look. The secret doesn't remain hidden for long as Caprice glances between the two of them with genuine excitement in her eyes.
Really? You're gonna join?
Oh.
I said I'll think about it.
What about the riding club?
We're ditching it.
What? It's called disbanding.
Honestly.
Same thing.
Whoa.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I think, but judging by the sense of finality hanging in the air, everyone except me must have expected this to happen sooner or later.
It's fine, really. It's better this way. We actually stopped by because we wanted to see if you two were still here.
And yeah, it's on Millie's path that the emotional thought process that leads to Millie deciding to disband the riding club is ultimately what prompts Millie to open up and try and make things right with Caprice on her path.
And?
Bonk, bonk. Speak, Millie. Haley elbows Millie a bit, knocking her glasses to a slight tilt. Oh, these even got the tilt on the sprite. I love that. Millie pretends to adjust them a bit longer than necessary, giving her companion a mock pout. Oh, I also can't forget my favorite detail, which I don't know if they'll do, but there was a scene at the end of Millie's route where Millie just like takes Olive's glasses and wipes them down for them. And when Millie takes Olive's glasses off, the screen literally blurs. So Olive desperately needs their glasses.
And ask if you maybe wanted a ride home? It's not the largest car around, but there's room for you too, Olive.
It's precious though. It's just a fun little detail. There's so many good little details here. Like look at this. Look at this. Each route has their own little icons, and you hover over them. Sparkly Caprice eyes. There's my Millie saves. There's my Millie saves. Yeah. And the common route at the very start has little olives. Little pensive olives. Love that. All the little icons of this have their own little hand-drawn animations. It's so cool. Just so good. And also you can edit the name of your save pages. It's... Save page like... You do stuff like that. It's just really cool. Love these little details.
I don't mind riding shotgun if you two wanted to sit together.
Turn to Caprice, waiting for a response.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll be out in a couple of minutes. Just gotta double check and make sure everything's locked up.
Okay, just don't keep us waiting long. We've still got dinner plans, right?
Wouldn't miss him for the world.
Aw. Millie's the first to leave with a small wave, leaving Haley aimlessly hovering around the door. Haley? She touches her headphones like she's about to tune out the world again, but instead her hand falls away after a solid pause. Haley walks back into the room a few more steps, toward me.
Are we good?
Looks at me directly. Last time we spoke wasn't in the best circumstances, with her and Millie somewhat barging into my apartment. Still, after everything, I didn't expect her to still be thinking about that. A smile comes to me naturally, and I give her a nod.
Yeah, of course.
She sighs in relief.
You really didn't need to worry about that, you know. We were both just trying to help, right?
Right. Still, thanks for everything.
You too.
I love Haley. She's good. She's so good. Even if in the end, Caprice and Millie handled it all themselves, I'm still grateful that Millie had someone by her side like Haley while they figured it out. I'm sure she feels the same toward me and Caprice. Without anything else to add, Haley and I find ourselves at a rather awkward standstill of not knowing how to really end the conversation. The introvert's curse. Sometimes something eventually comes to her and gestures toward the door with a thumb.
I better go catch up with Millie. Meet you there.
And with that, she puts her headphones on this time, avoiding eye contact as she makes a beeline for the door. The thud. The door is closed, leaving just us two again. I turn to Caprice. She's looking out the window again, her smile unwavering.
No trolley today.
Looks like it.
She stands to her feet, digging around her pockets for the room key. As she slides her backpack over her shoulder, she gives me a quick kiss on her way out the door.
Ready to go riding, buddy?
Aww.
Lead the way.
The weather's warm.
Yes!
Finally. Do you want to walk?
Also, enjoy the credits song. It's beautiful. The credits are really cute.
It feels like it's been a while since I've seen us really smile.
Writing buddies.
I'm glad to have you here again. My greatest love, my bestest friend. The path we walked some time ago, tracing footsteps left in the snow. Someday soon we'll melt away.
Ooh, Millie gardening?
Here we'll find our way. It'll take some time before we're home. Didn't wanna head back all alone. I'll take your worries if you'll take mine.
Poor Haley.
For
We love them.
It doesn't need to be today. Sometimes we need to step away.
Oh?
Fold the page and save your place.
Number one dad is Mike.
Pristine book is such a waste. Creases, tears, and rips and stains. Our sense of love and memories made.
Oh no. Who's lockpicking?
Winter's dragged
Oh yeah.
forever. Let's make spring last while we're together. We've made it through to its embrace, to greater love, to brighter days. The cold is harsh, but I don't care. I'll take your worries with warmth.
Oh, they're all advertising the art club. Love that.
Be just fine. Home's right over.
Yeah, that was Lisa Reinhold, wasn't it?
Let's try having fun today.
Okay, that's my favorite.
Here's a canvas from last summer, beaten and torn, begging for color. Creases, tears, and rips and
Oh no, dogs.
are signs of love and memories made.
Sorry, just gushing over these. Yeah, that's right. That is Lisa. That is Caprice's voice actor.
I may slow
Who does the singing? I just love that.
or need a sec to catch your breath, but I'm not worried. We'll both be on time, meeting up ahead at the end of the line.
Oh, waiting for Millie and Junebug. Millie's car is named Junebug, by the way. It's so cute. Also, yes, the credit sequence for Millie's route is literally they're going the opposite direction. It's so good at the parallels there. Love that. Following a long, cold winter, the trees had finally begun to regain their green. Oh! Beneath a pleasantly warm sun, Charlie and Mike said their vows. After a year of heartbreak and strife leading up to this moment, it was over in an instant, punctuated by a modest applause and falling flower petals. Coming from a family as small as theirs, it was the first wedding Olive had ever gotten the chance to attend. The image in their head of a big, grand event didn't quite match the more subdued reality of the ceremony today. Oh! And now Olive, Caprice, Millie, and Haley joined a handful of friends and family watching the couple share their first dance together, moving to and fro in a subtle, endearing clumsiness that could easily be mistaken for grace. Oh, are Millie and Haley holding hands? That's cute.
They look good together.
Yeah, Millie and Haley are holding hands.
Yeah.
The four huddled together, sharing whispers to themselves. Olive watched on, even as little bursts of conversation brought their attention back to their trio of friends. Despite only knowing them for a few months, this was the first time Olive had seen Mike and Charlie act this way. They no longer had good reason to hide their affections for the sake of their daughters. The two had noticed the quiet chatter. They had done a good job of hiding it, never losing each other's eyes for even a moment. The world didn't matter to them right now. Reprieve well over a decade in the making. Caprice's smile couldn't have been wider, her body swaying gently with the music as she whisked Olive along with their hands intertwined. Oh? It was only when she caught a glimpse of Millie out of the corner of her eye, head down and hands clenched together in front of her, did her brilliant smile lose its luster.
Hey, are you okay?
This question was enough to break Millie from the trance she would have preferred to stay in.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You
Millie?
don't have to watch if you don't want. I'm sure they'd understand.
No, I want to be here. really, it's just... This is really it, huh? The end.
Millie was quick to wipe her tears before they could even start forming, determined to retain her composure.
I don't think so.
End of a chapter, maybe. But still part of the same book.
The writing club's really rubbed off on you, huh?
Aww. Haley responded with one of her usual shrugs. Unlike similar replies she had made before, this one had felt more like a deflection than a result of her apathy.
Will you three stop trying to make me cry in public? Unbelievable.
Caprice looks so proud.
Just know we're here for you if you need it, okay? You've got a reliable little sister now, you know?
Oh, you.
As quiet as the group attempted to be, a small ripple of laughter made its way above the music anyways. Oh, all have released their partner's hand, the sisters pulling each other into a hug. These embraces had become more common in the last few weeks, like the two had been making up for lost time, and today they held each other, both celebration of the day and support for one another. Tears pricked at Millie's eyes. Her family was all here, both found and familial, and Caprice's own tears fell silently at the joy. Charlie and Mike continued to waltz together on the dance floor. They had worn smiles all day, but those paled in comparison to the ones they have now. The last several months had been the most turbulent of Olive's life, with some of the highest highs and lowest lows. Their time as a stranger to this circle, isolated and desperate for help, felt like several lifetimes ago. In the last few months, they found themselves easily falling into a waltz of their own with Caprice. Their space in each other's world was not so much carved out as it was simply found, each step taking them together, bringing them a new day filled with wonder and love. Caprice reached once again for their hand. The tears that she shared with Millie were beginning to dry. Olive wiped her cheek with her free hand all the same, and she rested her face against it, looking up at them.
Do you want to get the next dance?
Neither of them had ever danced before.
More than anything.
Oh. After endless cold and cloudy days, the start of a new chapter was penned underneath a pristine blue sky. Two women started the day as friends and ended it as sisters. Oh, they're gonna try. Separate yet undeniably together, their stories were written on opposite sides of the same piece of paper. They both keep hands. There's Caprice's epilogue. Ooh, guest art. Sons of Winter soundtrack. I think you're reaching the end of the story. Now, first chapter is waiting for you. I'm sorry, what? Wait, no, wait, what? Oh! Hold on. Oh, my goodness. All right. Yeah, we have... Oh, my... Into autumn. Oh, it's the first snow soundtrack. I wonder if... Oh, I wonder if this is... Oh, my goodness. We're not there yet. We're not done yet. We might be done for tonight, but we're not done yet. Okay. So we've got sound... I'm really curious to see if this is a new story, if this is first snow. Because what I was going to do after this... What I was going to do... Next Tuesday after this... Was play first snow. Yeah. We doing this then. I guess we'll see if Perfect Circle is like a secret unlock remake of First Snow, or if First Snow is still something completely independent, but we're gonna do both. Because First Snow is a prologue VN in this same universe. Taking place in the same friend group. Like in their first few years of college here. And First Snow, you've seen the art club briefly. First Snow is focused on Eileen and Allison. Like, Caprice is here. Caprice, Millie, Wallace, and all of them just before Olive joins the friend group. Caprice, Millie, Olive, Millie, Wallace, Haley, all here. So, we've got that prologue to look forward to. And we've also got this now. Oh, wow. Drawn together. Oh. That is pretty. Oh. Akutan. What a lovely little olive. Adarosa, oh no. Oh. Caprice, your mom is really pretty. Gosh dang. Congrats on release. Yeah. Caprice, your mom is really pretty. I cannot avoid it. Allie, oh. Oh. Well, this is cute. Oh. In this. I'm a sucker for a good sunset. Just the orange tones in the sky, any backdrop. I'm a sucker for a good sunset. The color contrast here is really pretty. Love this olive. Love this olive. Little Millie on one shoulder, a little Caprice on the other. That's cute. Love that olive. What's next? Oh, that small olive. Oh. God, that's cute. Oops. I love that. Sorry. Where we leave off here? Oh, RPG. Oh, the ultimate boss fight, Mr. Mo. Mr. Mo is Millie's cat. Mr. Mo is precious. Mr. Mo is absolutely precious. Olive, why do you have a knife? Put the knife down. I mean, because they're a chef. But, Olive, please. Oh. 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 Oh, Aid up top. Oh. Aid up top. Millie's mom up top. Gosh, Aid up top. Mike and Charlie. Haley observing quietly. Caprice wondering where on earth her hat went. Millie. And a content Olive. There's a small Olive. We love that. Oh? What's that? That. Hails. Don't be late. Almost there. I see you. Oh. Let me see here. Hi. That is a Haley. That is a mood. That is such a Haley mood. Love that. Haley deserves love. Oh, that style is really cute. That's a really cute style. Not gonna lie. Very autumn, too. Oh, Mado art. Congrats to the release. Love and passion went to Twofold. I'm glad this beautiful story is here for everyone to enjoy. The team giving us the riz. Love that Mado art. That's adorable. the scale of energetic to nonplussed. Optimistic Otter? Oh, of course, Optimistic Otter would give us everyone with the otters. That is, I love that. Of course, screen name Optimistic Otter would give us the otter friends. It's precious. Is that a Junebug purse? Oh, that's cute. For the king. Oh, that's pretty. This scene by the bridge outside the city, near Millie's house. It's the emotional peak of Millie's route happens here. The emotional peak of Millie's route happens here. It's the point where Millie and Olive first say that they're in love with each other. Ooh, a Shino. Oh! Yeah! Are we playing Kitty Uno? Is Mr. Mo winning? Mr. Mo is totally winning. Look at them. That's cute. Haley's watching. She knows. Mr. Mo is winning. Caprice is losing. Understandable. Ooh? Oh, graduating! Oh, made it. They made it. They're graduating. They got a little bracelet, one for Millie, one for Caprice. Love that. Love to see them graduating. This is all so lovely. Ooh. Oh, bonus CGs. This is... We'd love to see it. I love this one. This was in the press kit. I remember that. Okay, this is new though. What? Yeah. I'm suffering. I love that Wallace though. That is cool. Poor Olive. Oh, this is the act. This is the act art. Watercolors was Act 2. 2-point perspective. God, that's I didn't get enough of a chance to admire this, but I love that. The Clark home. Say, the Clark home. Caprice and Charlie, Haley, Millie, and Olive, trying to bridge the gap. This really means so much more too, when the whole theme of trying to resolve their differences in Caprice's path is let's meet her in the middle. Meet her in the middle, and so they do. And this is the this is the Millie. These are the Millie Path CGs, act CGs. Look at these little Millies cheering you on in your writing. Look at the little Millies go. We love that. There we have Millie, and with her secret mechanic arc, Millie and Junebug, and all of his suffering. That's okay. Millie's got this. I feel like this was... Yeah, it's been a while, but this was the Millie's Act 3. Reminiscing about how their family used to be. Mike, Adelaide, and Charlie. Baby Millie, baby Caprice. From the team. So many cats. Thanks for playing, Theo. Play again right now. I'm considering it. Thank you for playing. Join the art club. Thanks for playing. Oh, it's the Mr. Mo Gallery. I missed the title. The Mr. Mo Gallery. Oh. I love that. Haley gets a hug too. Millie's route, Haley gets a hug. It is very much deserved. Baby Millie and her mom. Baby Millie and her mom. We get some highlights from Millie's chapter here. A beautiful scene in their own right. Yes, this was precisely the scene on the bridge I was talking about here. Everybody but Mike. Everybody but Mike. Words recited. This one is cool because, yeah. Mike gets to be in this scene. When Millie finally opens up to her parents. Mike gets to be in this emotional scene, and they do hug it out afterwards, but Mike doesn't get a CG. Let me see here. Oh God, here, yeah. All of his mom gets a wholesome CG. All of his mom gets a wholesome CG. I love top tier mom. Also, just look at it. Just look at her. Look at how proud she is. And Charlie being chill and just really good. Oh, so much wholesome goodness. And yeah, wholesome writing buddies. Oh. Oh wow, was it actually laid out that way? Oh. Wholesome mom is the best mom, yes. There's Ollie the Otter. Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh. From the aquarium date. Let me see here. Yeah, this probably has the variants. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, Charlie's here too. And our introductory CGs, and sometimes you just gotta call your mom. Gosh, that's... Oh. Same thing here. Yeah. You're definitely... gonna go off with that. Yeah, so we got the First Snow soundtrack. We're gonna play first now. I think we're going to, yeah. There's more. I think next time we're here, we're gonna play Perfect Circle, and see what that is. Explore that, because I was not expecting bonus content, but I'm all here for it. Yes, please. Give me more of this world. And there's a further bonus beyond that. What else is going here? Give us the goods. Give us the goods. And as we look for someone to raid for the night, we're just going to chill and let the lovely music warm our hearts here. Had raid index stream. Yeah, we can do that. Just notice, Index is still playing Library Ruina. So yeah. You know what? Let's raid back in. And then, yeah, I'm gonna try and be back Thursday or Friday for something. We'll figure out what, but good thing you're still watching. Yeah. Very good. Let's see, are we still here? What more can I say? This was absolutely... I love this game. I love this game so much. It's... Oh. It just hits right in the feels emotionally in a way that always leaves you feeling better for it after the fact. It's just... It's so good. If you haven't played, get this game. If you want, get this game and enjoy it. It's worth playing, reading on your own